Hello, bankers. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. Welcome to our very first session, practice session, revision session for your BFM June 2026. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So, please quickly join in and do let me know if all good from my side so that we can start our today's discussion. All right. So, here in this particular session, we are going to talk about or practice or revise the questions related to your uh, module A BFM, which is all about international banking. So we have Srikant sir here, Shubhas sir, very good evening. Guys reached home or still in office? So shall we start after guys, everyone, Arun sir, Olivia ma'am, a very good evening to all of you guys. So when it comes to your BFM entire subject itself, all module are equally important marks wise, right? Preparation wise, when it comes to when like concept is the key basically. I hope you guys are regularly following the concept classes also, right? So that's why we have started that morning revision session. So that says those session will help you to brush up your knowledge around the concept part. 70% you can expect totally around the statement based or the concept driven or applied based areas. 30% आपका you can expect the numerical portion from this one. So we will be covering each and everything. We'll go slow. We will understand the areas or the requirements because I know there are many people, those who have score they are like in 70, like we have 47, 48, 49 things and all, right? So we'll try with this particular subject with a morning and evening session we can compensate in the upcoming examination, right? So everyone, when it comes to your module A itself, first 6 unit are very important one, right? So it include the areas related to exchange rate and forex business. We have LRS and other remittance facilities, correspondent banking and NRI banking. We have a letter of credit, facilities for imported and exporters, ECB and foreign investment. So these are the most important areas from this unit, and they'll take bit time also. So I have kept three set of question, the statement based. Each and every important subtopic we will be going through with the help of statement based question. Do not get afraid with that five statement or seven statement because the motive is to revise things, right? So in examination also recently you experience in ABM, things were mostly statement driven in others, right? 20 40 questions approx you can expect आपका single liner, but the contribution in marks is only 20. So just keep that particular thing in mind, and with the patience itself, that is the only thing which I require from your side. Just try to go through things, try to cover all these particular areas itself. Apart from this, risk in foreign trade, the ECGC product आपका, that is bit important, right? This will automatically get covered with the entire subject itself. IFSCA, which is a small unit but important one, 2 marks you can expect based on this. Technology, again the very small one, right? So let's start the discussion with your very first unit, which is exchange rate and forex business. So you can expect one case study around this particular one, and apart from this particular portion, the forex arithmetic itself, right? Apart from this, we have forex definition, then we have factor determining exchange rate, the three factors आपका fundamental, technical and speculation. Then we have exchange rate mechanism, the cross rate system, or we have your direct indirect quotation and all these kind of things, value date system. Then we have dealing room आपका, the three offices, front office, mid office and back office. Then we have derivative product and uses of derivative is in the forex market, that is something. Then we have the role of RBI and Foreign Exchange Dealer Association of India. That is something which generally part of this one. Okay? So the areas which are a bit important from this particular one, all this particular subtopic, and we have discussed all these particular one in the morning session also, right? So now in the evening session, we will be focusing around like your concept things and all. though I have kept notes here also. So whenever you go for the revision things, you can refer this particular PDF for your revision purpose, and you can quickly go through these particular 5 to 7 minutes it will take. Just after that, you can directly jump to the question areas and others, right? So when it comes to the different, this part is bit important. This get asked many times, though it is for half marks or 1 marks, but they always ask question around this particular one. The overall dealings and all, the uses of derivative product, though we have a one dedicated unit in your module D also. So that is something which is part of this one. Okay. In the money, at the money, out the money, call system. Today morning only we have discussed this one and clarify this areas and all. And apart from this, we have the quotation things, right? How we generally quote the rate and others. So now let's start our discussion with the practice itself. So first question on your screen, guys. So we will be all the subtopic, all the around all these particular subtopic, we will be practicing number of questions. So that this session is like dedicated to the practice areas. So we will be doing आपका more and more practice here, right? And I'll request everyone, please do participate in the practice section, so that like if you get some sort of confusion with any statement, we'll try to understand that particular one and try to solve that particular one, right? So the first question on your screen, guys. So Mira Export Private Limited, an Indian company engaged in textile export, has been monitoring the fluctuation in USD INR. This question is based on the fundamentals. What decide the the exchange rate आपका, right? The factor determining exchange rate, fundamental reason, technical and speculation. So in recent month, company noticed steady appreciation in INR against the dollar. On future analysis, this basically these are the element. The country recently reported a balance of payment surplus due to strong service export and remittances. So this will provide strength to INR. The domestic interest rate increased by RBI. Again, this will also provide strength to INR. Foreign, these are the fundamental factors. FIIs pour the capital into Indian equity, so there will be more demand for the INR itself. Political stability was reinforced after the recent general election. So that also the political stability, again a fundamental reason. At the same time, currency traders आपका further they are expecting further appreciation, means this is a factor related to your speculation, and we are having a positive side speculation for INR. So all these particular factors which will help आपका INR to appreciate and dollar to depreciate against that particular one. So what you guys are suggesting in this case, option A, means आपका BOP surplus will help. So based on this, the appreciation of INR itself, rise in domestic interest rate, political stability, speculation, low inflation. So this is आपका in that is not directly related to this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 means option A will be right answer for this particular one, right? So that is the very first one. A will be right answer. D is something when it comes to this आपका the inflation things in US na, so that is not directly going to impact in this particular case आपका, so that's why it is not the right answer. Srikant sir, please do remember this. Next one, guys. Next one. Which of the following statement related to foreign exchange settlement आपका type the correct? Because settlement, you remember that concept of or the logic of your value date system. So what is value date system आपका? That is the date of settlement, right? So value date is equal to the date of settlement. So due to the time zone differences, we are having some sort of what it is called, we are having some sort of like in India, the market operate at different time. In US, market operate at different time. So due to this time zone differences, sometimes there is a difference in date of trade and date of settlement. And this segregation or this segregate the entire Forex market between two. We have two type of trade. One is for आपका that is called spot trade, where settlement took place within T+2. And the another type of trade is your what it is called forward आपका. So the another part, right? So when it comes to this, So we have the different one, t plus 0, then we have t plus 1, t plus 2, till here it is आपका spot. So this is your spot, right? And this is your term tomorrow, and this is your what it is called cash, right? Cash or TOD. And if settlement took place any date after the spot date, yesterday we did one case study, I hope you remember that one. So if settlement took place any date after the spot date, that is generally known as forward aapka, right? So that is generally known as forward. So that case study is something which can be asked aapka. Yesterday also we discussed around that particular one, right? So first, the ready and deal is settled aapka take place in the same day. So that is cash and ready. Term is आपका T plus 1, not the second working day. Spot is settlement आपका second working day. The fourth one is your forward deals settle on any date beyond the spot date. That is also true. If the spot settlement date fall under the on the Sunday, the deal is cancelled. No, okay? It will आपका you will be not considering Saturday and Sunday because these are the holidays. So holidays with these are the working days आपका, right? So the deal will be postponed for the next day आपका Monday. So that will be counted as T plus 2 for the spot things. So means 134 means आपका option C will be right answer for this particular one. Correct hai? Very easy one, I guess, right? Next one, guys. When it comes to your next question, this is something which is everyone mark the correct answer for this one. Very good, well done. So Forex dealing room operation, and you have to identify the correct one. True statement related to this particular one. So the dealing room act as a separate profit center for the bank. Yes, this is true. The mostly it comes under the treasury. The bank or the back office is responsible for risk management. Mid office is responsible for the risk management. Dealers must maintain both fund position and the currency position to manage the interest rate and the exchange risk. A dealer's psychological qualities such as ability to work under the stress and accept responsibility is crucial in this particular case because you are using the leverage. आपका leverage is the major point in this particular case, and that leverage is something like let's say without investing a single rupee based on the existing underlying, you can make a portfolio of thousands of crores. So if anything went wrong, how you deal with that situation is bit important. Integrated treasury, integration of your money market, capital market, debt market, or forex operation. Separate the foreign exchange and domestic currency. No, it is part of forex is also part of that integration. So 134 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Correct, guys? Easy one, I guess. So now the next one. So which of the following statement correctly sound practices in comprehensive risk management and foreign exchange dealing operation? So now you have to go through the areas and you have to find out the correct statement related to risk management in forex. Kajal ma'am, very, very good evening. A very, very good evening to all of you guys. I hope you guys doing good with your preparation. So we have आपका 6 days and just best utilize these 6 days आपका. Give your best. So like with a motive of learning, if you'll practice things or participate in areas and all that will definitely help you, eventually help you in your examination also. So a comprehensive risk management policy primarily enable management to operate within the permitted loss limit, but profit optimization require clearly define आपका risk appetite and the आपका risk reward trade off. ठीक है, higher the risk, higher the return, or even the exposure things and all, they generally get involved in this. Foreign exchange dealing operation can be effectively managed even without the strict function separation. No, that is, separation of function is must. Back office staff play a crucial role in follow-up, settlement, accounting, processing, control of deal execution in dealers आपका, that is true. The next one is effective control over the dealing room operation is essential due to risk such as rate manipulation, mismatch. We have washing of the name or unauthorized position. The last one is periodic reconciliation of RBI, NOS2 and WOS2 accounts along with the NOPOL, and the counterparty limits is an integral part of the risk management. 1345. 1345 means option C must be right answer for this particular one. Correct, guys? Everyone? And Vivek sir, how's your आपका this ABM paper? Yesterday, I guess you missed the session, right? Morning also, I'm doing the concept classes. So if let's just start with a fresh mind, right? So whatever you have done so far, that is keep that particular thing aside. And this is something that I'll only suggest ki just leverage from the your areas आपका, right? These particular classes and all. Okay? So we'll try the best things in this particular case. The next one is, guys, RBI issue authorized dealers a license to schedule banks and select financial institution to undertake the foreign exchange transaction under the FEMA itself. So we have authorized dealers category 1. They are having maximum access to the market, whether it is current account or capital accounts. The another one is when it comes to the another one, so it comes with the your category 2, mostly RRBs and upgraded FFMCs. Category 3 is your DFIs. And that fourth one, we have FFMCs, full-fledged money changers and others, right? So RBI, we generally provide the license to these particular one or these particular institution. Authorized dealers, category 1, entities are permitted to handle both current account and capital account transaction. This is true. Category 2, आपका entities are allowed to undertake all trade related foreign exchange transaction without the restriction. Wrong. Okay. Morning only, I guess Srikant sir or somebody asked question around this particular one. Okay. So trade related आपका, that buying, selling or entering into position, hedge position and others is restricted for this particular category. Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India 1958 work as an SRO, non-profit organization. Authorized dealers are mandatory required to be a member. They automatically become member of this particular institution. It prescribes the guidelines for merchant rate, delivery date, आपका export bills and others. That is also correct. So means 1245. 1245 means option A must be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? Yes. अच्छा, ओके विवेक सर, ठीक है, डन. चलो, तो ऑप्शन ए विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. सो कैटेगरी 2 एंटिटीज आर restricted to non-trade आपका current account in this and the other portion itself. Now, okay, next one. This question though we have discussed yesterday also, but now I just want your answer. What you do you remember this one or not? Because last time they asked one question around this particular one, and that interpretation is bit important, right? Interpretation means here कि like how they generally, if you have to remember things आपका fundamentally means like call option and put option आपका, right? And like the expectations with call and put, like so the payoff or the profit and loss criteria, as well as when we get profit or losses in case of long call or in case of short call. So long position and short position, that also a bit important in this particular situation. Sorry. Dibbi Jyoti ma'am, definitely you can. There are many people remaining in this particular one. Right? So just focus on the BFM only now. So what will be your correct answer, guys? Sir is saying, R sir is saying, आपका option A will be right answer. That is 6,000. So the case is basically depreciate आपका a trader expect to INR to depreciate moderately against dollar, but remain stable against the euro. So what he did today, this is the spot rate आपका. Now the trader enter into the following options, open options position, where the lot size for each contract is 1000, as well as the expiry is 1 month for both the contract. Now at the time of आपका exercise or the expiry, the price is the closing price or the exercise price or the contract end price is USD 91.50 and euro आपका 105.0. तो this is the what he was expecting कि dollar will आपका depreciate in market, but actually what happened, this was the day when he entered into contract, and this is the dollar went आपका opposite, it appreciate, right? So first thing, dollar got appreciated in this situation. The another one is euro was 104.98. He was expecting कि euro will आपका manage the same level, but it also appreciated and it went up to 105.40. Now what he did, he buy the open position, the long position which is made by this particular person or trader is USD call option. He buy the call option at 92 strike price. The strike price was 92 and that time the spot was 89 point this. For this he paid the premium of this. So now his expectations was कि आपका डॉलर when it comes to this particular one कि आपका what he did, long call option 92, and he was expecting कि dollar will appreciate but dollar आपका remain below the strike price, means your strike is आपका higher than the spot. So when you have a long call, it is equal to out the money and it is a case of loss itself, right? So in first position he made a loss आपका. Up now when we have a long call, when you have purchased the call option, that means profit is unlimited and loss is limited. Profit is unlimited, loss is limited up to premium paid. So this can be, as we can see, these all are the आपका long position. So the profit is limited to the premium paid. So he will be having maximum loss of 1.20 per call into आपका 1000, right? That is the strike price. So in another case आपका he simultaneously purchased one US dollar put also, where he was expecting कि dollar will can go below the 88. But in case of put option, what is your what happened in this case? Again, this is the situation. So in case of put option, when your strike is less than your spot आपका, ठीक है, when your strike is less than your spot is greater than strike, again that is आपका out the money and again a loss situation. So strike was what, 88 and the spot was 91.50. Again he lose in this particular case 1000 into 1900 rupees. In third option position C आपका euro call option 106, euro call option 106. तो he was expecting कि euro will go beyond आपका 106, it will go above the 106, but euro close at 105.50. Again he made a loss in this situation, again a loss situation, loss maximum up to premium paid. He buy the put option of this particular one at 103, but it remained higher than that, loss option out the money, again a loss of 103. So means the total loss is आपका 6.4 6.8 6.8 means 6800. So there is a loss of 6800 in this particular case. So this trader made a loss of आपका the initial amount paid by the trader itself, which is called premium, as the case is आपका long call option. So that is the situation in this. Correct, guys? Understood? Not A. A will not be right answer for this one. Whoever is mentioned around A. So your answer will be option C. Got it? Any doubt around this one? Because I can see very few answer for this particular one. If you're having any query, guys, please do let me know, so I can help you out with those particular one, right? So in the morning, basically what you have to remember this particular thing, right? To solve this type of question, the only requirement is to understanding the payoff for these particular one. In the money, आपका in case of call option, you logically if you think ना, you will easily get this particular one, ठीक है? Strike आपका, and this is in the money. आपका in case of put option, this is in the money. In the money is equal to profit, and when it is out the money, it is a case of loss. So in our situation, what we experience आपका this particular situation. So that's why that trader face आपका loss in all the situation or all the four आपका open position itself, right? Got it, guys? Everyone clear है? चलो, now next one. So options, and you have to select the correct set आपका, right? You have to find out the correct statement about the options. You know the differences between American options. This is the option chain basically. Okay, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. I'll rejoin from my side. Internet is fine actually. Yes, yes, yes. Now it is fine. Srikant sir, another also, guys. Now it is fine. Now it is fine. So you know the differences between American options and your European options. Okay? So when it comes to American option, they can be exercised on or before the expiry date. When it comes to European options, they get exercised only on the expiry date. That is the core area for this one. Now in India, we have the if it comes to the types of options, so we are having a American option type, right? Sorry, European option type. Sorry, European options. We use this particular one, right? So the premium paid for an option is influenced by the time to maturity and volatility in the underlying asset. So basically the premium amount which you pay for while you enter into option contract, which is a combination of intrinsic value plus time value. European call option can be exercised anytime. So this is statement itself wrong. It should be reverse आपका, or European option can be exercised only on expiry. American options can be exercised on or before the expiry date. The strike price represent the predetermined exchange rate at which the underlying currency can be bought and sold in the option market. That is true. That's just now we talk about this. At the money, when a spot rate is higher than the आपका strike rate in case of put option. Now it is for call option, it is fine, but for put option, this is wrong. Okay? In case of call option, when it comes to call, it is when your spot is higher than the strike. This is आपका in the money. But when it comes to put option, when your spot is, because input option, when we are bearish about the security, right? So when it goes down, then it is a situation of profit, right? So this is wrong. Forward rate for the underlying asset is one of the factors which determine the prices, because this is derivative. So derivative values are basically depend on derived from the underlying asset itself. So 135 means आपका option B will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है guys? Very easy one, I guess. Everyone able to answer this particular one. Correct है? चलो, now next one. Please, whoever missed the previous session of the numericals one, na? So we spent around 3 hours of module A and module B numericals, right? That is bit time taking actually. So that's why I did one session earlier itself. Please do follow that particular. I guess 4 hours was there, right? So we have tried to go through all these one, and morning session for the concept classes, and I'll be doing one another set, because what I feel ki there are many people who just started preparing things, right? So just after this module A, B, C, D, we will be doing one long marathon session for the numericals also, where we will be covering आपका all the numerical session and all, right? चलो, तो now when it comes to the swap, which is derivative, which is mostly used in case of currency. An interest rate swap, principal amount are exchanged between the parties at the start. So this is आपका interest rate swap. This is wrong. Currency swap help has both foreign exchange and आपका interest rate both, right? So in currency we swap the principal as well as interest rate. Zero coupon swap, fixed payments are always made periodically. This is zero coupon, so it is at the maturity. An equity swap आपका involve exchanging cash flows based on the stock asset for the fixed income cash flow itself. An equity swap आपका this stock, हाँ, this is true. The next one, a basis swap involve exchanging cash flows where both lag are tied to a fixed interest rate. This is also no. A basis swap आपका exchange the cash flow for both lag tied to the fixed interest rate. No, this should be wrong आपका, right? So it is basically involve the both, it is involve the basis swap आपका both involve the floating आपका leg, not the fixed one आपका, right? This should be wrong. So 2 and 4 only. 2 and 4 means option A should be right answer for this particular one, right? So basis swap involve the floating rate on the both leg. And when it comes to your आपका zero coupon, so it is similar to that zero coupon bond. When it comes to in case of current, in case of आपका principal or the what was it is currency swap, no sorry, interest rate swap आपका, we exchange only interest rates. So that's something which generally comes under this particular one. Correct guys? Any doubt, please do let me know so I can help you out with those particular one. Okay, let's solve some easy question also, otherwise you people will get scared. So RBI guidelines on the foreign exchange dealers. This is simple. So authorized dealer category 2 can handle all this one. Wrong hai. Category 1 can handle all these particular one. FFMCs are authorized to buy and sell the foreign currency note, and thus category 3 institution mainly deal with the foreign exchange transaction after including this 2 and 3. Without any doubt, option B will be right answer for this particular one. Correct hai? Next one. So, Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India operate as self-regulatory organization that not only prescribe the guideline for market operation but also directly supervise and no, this is आपका wrong, right? That is the role of RBI, right? This is wrong. One of the objective to harmonize the interest rate of authorized dealers by formulating uniform rules in this. That is आपका second statement is true. Third one is responsibilities include advising the RBI on market related issues and supplementing RBI effort to strengthen the forex market in India. The next one is as per the rule itself, month end आपका revaluation rate, daily USDR and others, that is comes under this one. It is authorized to represent India in position of this. No, it is not officially authorized in ICC or these kind of things, right? So this is wrong. 234. 234 means option A will be right answer for this particular. A will be right answer. Okay? So it is like everyone mark the correct incorrect answer for this one. So not A आपका, right? So it is, sorry, not B, not C. It is not authorized for these particular one, guys. Because it is articulate India's viewpoint and this not formally authorized to represent India in these particular areas, right? Again, the screen is got blurred. Kya? Internet is fine from my side. Just a minute. Huh? Okay. Okay, next question. Next question. We have discussed these type of question yesterday only. Let's quickly go through these particular one. You have to calculate the amount, huh? You have to calculate the amount itself. And please do read the question whenever you solve these type of question. So you have to calculate the amount itself. So the rate will be 89.54, right? Into what was the value आपका, ठीक है? It is आपका 2 lakh USD. So the outcome will be your answer for this particular question itself, right? Very simple one. So it is आपका 89.50 into this into 2 lakh. So is equal to, this is the INR value आपका for that particular contract itself. Correct? Next one. So it is for import bill आपका. It is for import bill. What we have discussed, it is equal to, forward rate is equal to your आपका spot rate plus premium plus margin, right? So as they have clearly mentioned here, you have to calculate this particular one on this particular rate. So spot rate is basically your 90 paisa, 90 rupees, sorry, ठीक है, 90 rupees per dollar. And if you calculate आपका 0.15% margin, so it will go to 90.135, right? So after adding this, it is coming around 93, sorry, 90.135. Then if we add आपका premium is how much for this particular one? So it is आपका 0.75, right? So 0.75. So it will come around what? 90, it is coming around 90.885, right? So 90.885 into आपका 1 lakh dollars. How much it is? 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh dollars. So outcome will be your answer for this one. 90.885. 90.885 means B should be right answer for this particular one. Correct? Third month आपका premium. What was the question? So we have it is payable on April. So April, it is आपका January, ठीक है? So January, then we have आपका February. It is 7th of this particular one, right? Screen is again gone क्या, ठीक है? So just a minute, huh? I have changed the network also. So this is the आपका month calculation, huh? If you apply that month calculation ना, So it will come around that particular one. Srikant sir, you got this particular one. It is month-wise calculation. It is happening today. Okay. Sure. Now next one, guys. Next one. Now screen is fine. Kya? Haan. So please do refer the previous session for the numericals wala portion, because it is bit time taking for the discussion and all, and that will help you for sure, right? But just try to understand your try to build your understanding, because when we'll doing the final marathon, so I'll be keeping one another set of question. Next one, we have unit number 2. This is all about LRS and आपका remittance facilities for individual. So important areas, current and capital account transactions. Then when it comes to this portion is very important one, permissible, non-permissible and prohibited areas. Operational guidelines is again form A2 and other kind of things, right? Then we have TCS, because they recently changed the TCS areas also, so that also you have to remember, right? So LRS is basically, and this is a scheme for this is launched by RBI for the individuals, including minors. They can remit up to 2,50,000 per financial years in this particular one. Current account transaction, which are related to your day-to-day, like any kind of like travel, medical, education and all. And capital account are basically they are investment driven, where individual are making investment outside India in mutual funds or in आपका joint ventures, wholly owned subsidiaries and others. That generally comes under this particular one, right? So, and when it comes to the current account, these are the transaction which generally included in this particular one. And capital account आपका where we are making investment outside India. So for both we are having, this scheme is applicable for both the type of transaction, whether it is आपका current account and capital account, but the joint limit is your 1 lakh आपका 1 lakh sorry 2,50,000 US dollars per financial year. Now areas आपका which are prohibited, first one, and the government approvals, the another one, and the third one is allowed areas, which is very simple, right? So where we can remit money for this particular purpose itself. So that is something. When it comes to the another part, TCS, please do remember this update. Now on when they ask question around the TCS, they can ask you question around the current year, or the if they can mention the financial year itself, right? Or the date itself, like 15th April 2026, means they are asking around the current update things. And it can be, they can mention date around or the financial year of the previous one. So I'll suggest please do remember both the areas. So here we made the major change was around the tour packages. Now if you buy the tour package, you have to anyhow give the 2%. No threshold will be applicable. And for education and medical treatment, education which is self-funded, right? So if it is आपका bank loan, education with आपका bank loan, education with bank loan, there is no TCS will be applicable, and it is mentioned here also, sorry. And others आपका if it is self funded or for the medical treatment it is 2%, right? And when it comes to the other categories apart from this, 10% financial year up, sorry, 10 lakh, that is the threshold, and above this it is आपका 20%, right? So the pen in without pen case is also bit important. Previous one was this, for the previous financial year this was the area आपका, that 5% वाला clauses was there, ठीक है, which now become आपका 2%. Now we have like this is got आपका 2%. Rest other things are remain same, ठीक है, and this also got आपका 5%. So that is something what changes we have seen in this particular one. Apart from TCS आपका, ठीक है, so when it comes to the operational guidelines, so there is one form called form A2. Please do remember this name of this form, because in this module itself we have form A2, form ECB, we have form ODI. So these are the different form. which applicant need to fill while they are approaching any authorized dealers आपका बैंक for these kind of remittances and others, right? So this is the आपका, you do not have to remember the format things and others, but हाँ, just do remember this particular one, that will help you in that particular case, right? Now apart from this, I guess all these are the areas only. Now let's practice the question set. So Mr. R required to acquire shares of foreign technology company. So this is capital account transaction. R remit funds to daughter studying. This is current account. This is your current account. Purchase residential apartment. Current capital account. R interest income from bonds. Interest income is basically your when it comes to interest income, it is treated through the current account only. This should be not included in this. R make payment for overseas conference registration fee, his professional things. This is also current account. So means 1 and 3. Do we have 1 and 3? 1 and 3 means आपका option B should be right answer for this particular one, right? Rest 3 transaction are related to your capital account, sorry, current account. And the only 2 transaction are related to the your आपका capital account. Next one. So R proposed to remit 40,000 आपका margin money to overseas stock exchange for the trading on foreign derivative. The first statement is आपका it is not allowed, prohibited areas आपका, so this is not allowed. So what we have to find out, which of the above remittances are not permissible under the LRS and require prior approval from this one. The first one is आपका prohibited, right? So 40,000 आपका, right? But this is prohibited under the Schedule 1 itself. He planned to remit 20,000, 25,000 gift to his sister permanently. This can be done. Next one आपका he intend to remit 1,20,000 sponsorship prize money for a private tournaments abroad without routing आपका proposal through this one. So this is prohibited. This is also prohibited because if you are remitting money above आपका greater than equal to $1 lakh, right, or equivalents, so we require prior approval from Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports आपका, right? This is wrong. The he proposed to remit 15,000 toward the expenses for attending the international business conference abroad. He can do. So he intend to remit interest income earned on funds held in your non-resident special rupee accounts to abroad. He can do it, right? So now not permitted means 1 in 3. 1 in 3 means options are wrong here. Options are wrong. Yes, 1 and 3 should be right answer because they have asked us to not permitted areas, right? Not A आपका 1. 5 is also wrong. 5 is also wrong, right? We'll check the answer. It should be 1 and 3 only. D आपका, D is what? 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. It is आपका, they have included the permitted areas. It is if there is not up, if I'll erase this not, then D will be right answer. So it is आपका 1 and 3 will be right answer for this particular one. So remittances of interest income on funds is prohibited transaction under the Schedule 1. Okay, sorry. Means आपका this is he intend to retain the income held in this NSR account foreign interested to earn on the fund. So sorry guys. So this is also The third one is आपका not permitted means, हाँ, then आपका A will be right answer. 135 आपका 135 A will be right answer, guys. Sorry. So A will be right answer for this particular, because this is also not permitted areas. It is a prohibited transaction under the schedule 1. So Rani ma'am, Vivek sir, very good, well done. So this is this is आपका again a case of non, that is a case of prohibited. Sister is not come in relative आपका, ठीक है. So sister is आपका come in the relative, right? Sister is आपका defined one, ठीक है. When it comes to the relative definition of the Companies Act ना, that create that differentiation, like uncle or brother, sister, husband, wife, these are the आपका relative only, right? If that another one is like uncle or the other kind of cousin in others, they are not included in this one when it comes to companies. Actually, I got some cramp or some issue with my back from from JIIB exam itself. It is going on. So my physiotherapist is also asking to take the rest, but like till 21st June, I have to anyhow manage this one. I'm not, but it will be fine. So next one we have the next one. What we have, the question is your when it comes to this particular one. So, Mr. Shub, a resident of Individual of India, approach authorized dealer branch to remit this, pay his daughter's overseas education, invest global mutual fund, remit funds for medical and this. So, and international debit cards for the travel expenses. So, based on the RBI guidelines, we have to find out the correct one. So, the maximum cumulative remittances allow under the LRS for all permissible in this is 1 lakh 2 lakh 50,000. Very simple one. Pen आपका provided to this one irrespective of the amount being remitted. This is true. So once Mr. Shub reached 2 lakh 50,000, still remit further under the appropriate investment back to India. No, this is under LRS. It is not. International debit and credit cards spent abroad are not permissible. No, they are permissible. If the card type is that one, so you can use those particular one also, right? Any remittances above the current LRS cap require prior approvals. In that case, authorized dealers, routing authorized dealers, we will be requiring, right? So 2 and 5, what we have to find out? आपका 2 and 5 means there is something wrong here. D आपका अच्छा हाँ, we have 2 and 5, sorry, I missed this one. So D आपका will be right answer for this particular one, right? So very simple one. Next one. Okay, this we have discussed yesterday also, but simple sa logic you have to apply for to solve this question. So a 15 lakh remittances, upfront remittances, self-funded, not by loan, to under the daughter's education in this. So what will be the TCS applicable to Mr. A? So it is something key when it comes to 15 lakh. So it is 15 lakh minus your 15 lakh minus 10 lakh, which is threshold. So 5 lakh ka we have 5 lakh ka 2%, right? 5 lakh ka 2%, which is 10,000. So that is the right answer for this one. Okay, so 15 lakh the remittances, 10 lakh आपका threshold, and 5 lakh ka at the rate of 2%. So that is the case in this particular one, right? So you have to consider the financial year. Please do remember this. Like this also we have solved. Quickly solve this question, guys. So financial year 25-26. So they can confuse you with financial year or the date itself. Yes, yes. Upfront आपका 2%. entire 15 lakh आपका into 2%. So if it is for the tour and travel package, so that threshold wala thing is not applicable on the tour and travel things, right? Or even if they have done आपका 12 lakh tour and travel or 10 lakh tour and travel, the next transaction will miss out the threshold itself. So that is something which is the provision for this one. Srikant sir. So now here आपका the transaction belongs to financial year 25-26 means we have to do the calculation according to the previous areas itself, right? So it is when it comes to the first transaction, it is आपका, let's assume these are self-funded. I always forget this one, self-funded. So this is आपका self-funded. Now it will be easy to answer this one. So when it comes to this, here it will be आपका nil in first transaction. Chronological order you have to remember, right? The second case आपका, in this case we have 4 lakh, तो 50,000 का at the rate of 20%, 50,000 का 20%. When it comes to this will attract आपका 5%, right? So this will attract आपका 5%. And the last one आपका 3 lakh का again आपका 5%. So that is the outcome will be your answer. What it is coming? 52,000. It should come around more than 18,000 it should be, because the number is up at higher side, right? So you want me to calculate this? 50,000. So for this it is आपका 10,000 and 5 lakh and 8 lakh 50,000. 0.05, 42. The total is 42 and plus 42. This the total is 42 500 and total आपका 52 500, right? So that is the answer for this. ठीक है, correct है Ramaji sir, Prem sir? Yes. So this is something आपका overall the areas which will be calculated in this particular case itself. So 52 500, that is the area for this one. Next one guys. So LRS for the resident individual, which of the following statement are correct? So foreign currency account is also mentioned here with IFSC. Morning only we discuss around this. So resident individual can make a transaction or remittances under LRS, IFSC in India for investing in securities except those issued by entities resident outside the IFSC. True hai. Second one is resident individuals are permitted to open a non-interest bearing account for FCA in IFSC solely for LRS compliant investment. आपका any solely for the sorry, any ideal funds आपका that not give this, we have to repatriate back to INR. This is also correct. Domestic transactions between resident are not permitted under this one, so this should be wrong, right? Fourth one should be wrong. Fifth one, under the LRS, resident individual can invest abroad real estate and आपका joint venture wholly owned subsidiaries आपका LRS. Resident individual can invest abroad in real estate, that is a prohibited area. This is wrong. Capital account remittances under LRS, resident आपका relationship with this 1 years and all. So that is the requirement. If they do not have that account, so they have to provide the detail of previous bank account. Remittances abroad under LRS family members can be consolidated in if all members are comply with the scheme and co-owners of this one. This is also correct. Like let's say I gave you an example like A and B, they are starting some business, brother and sister, they are starting some joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India. So they can आपका consolidate आपका $5 lakh, right? Then they can do remittance. But the condition is both should have stake in that particular business. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 means option. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, not 4. 1, 2, 3, where it is? 1, 2, 3. 6 7 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Correct, guys? So domestic transaction between resident cannot be settled through the FCA. It is other than आपका INR basically, and even IFSC all transaction are other than INR. Investment in real estate आपका that is prohibited under this particular one. Easy one, I guess. Next one, guys. So regarding the loan by the resident individual to NRI and PIOs, a person of Indian origin, close relatives, and आपका reporting requirement under the LRS, which of the following are correct? So loan given by resident individual to NRI and PIOs, close relative, must be free of interest and have a maximum maturity period of 1 year. Second one is such loan can be utilized for agriculture, plantation, real estate activities and all. No. Third one is the proceed of the loan can be credited to NRO accounts of the NRI or PIO. NRO accounts, the rupee accounts, which is where they hold the Indian income. True है. Under the LRS, आपका authorized dealers are required to upload daily transaction wise information on XBRL platform for this one. That is also true. The next one is if there is no transaction on the business day, they are not required. No, even if there is आपका no transaction, they have to report as a nil. So that is आपका wrong. So 134 means option C must be right answer for this particular. C will be right answer. Okay, please do remember this. So C will be nil report is required आपका if even there is no transaction for that particular one. The another one is loan cannot be used for. These are the prohibited areas under the scheme itself, right? Liberalized remittance scheme, we have done this. Okay, let's go for this one. I have kept another set of question also. So while you revise now, please go through in sequence only. First, give up a 10 to 15 minute that concept summary, the important areas आपका, and then try to go through this PDF. All documents are there, right? He also mentioned that this आपका case. So it is आपका easily compiled with the areas. What you guys suggesting? Option C. The tour operator permitted to collect the INR and route this one in foreign currency. 100% true. The option C only will be right answer because every document is compiled with the area itself, the requirement itself, right? So there is no issue with that particular one. Okay, done. So now the next one we have correspondent banking and NRI banking. This is more toward to the theoretical things, especially the features of different accounts, right? The features of Nostro Vosto or NRI banking आपका, ठीक है? Where we have NRE, NRO and your FCNR and आपका SNRR accounts, ठीक है? These are the areas when we have in this particular one, ठीक है? So that we have done. Vivek sir, have you seen the yesterday's session आपका where I have uploaded that PDF also. There was I guess 4 5 case studies and few case studies we have already discussed. The remaining आपका I'll create one another set आपका, so we will be discussing just after the module D. So if you have missed the yesterday session, please do watch that one. So I guess 3 or 4 case studies we discussed in the previous session itself. For Forex आपका almost every areas and the other topic also. Please go through those particular one, that will help. And like just after completion also one another set we will be doing similar to that, and that will go like you guys can also share your concern area, so I'll be keeping question around that one. So that's why I have added some additional question, and like there are few questions which we have discussed, there are few questions which are left, so along with that we will be discussing the other areas. So these one question for sure you can expect around these type of accounts, especially the permissible credit or permissible debit, or the access to POA, access of POA, and the other features. So that is something which is generally part of this one. Okay. So when it comes to correspondent banking, it is basically despite of having a branch, we are entering into a banking relation with the foreign country, right? Foreign country banks, and it is similar agreements like as I have an account with SBI. Similarly, SBI is having an account with some foreign countries bank. So they do not have that much of customer base. So that's they are maintaining a account relation so that they can conduct all those particular transactions. So on behalf of the customers and others. In case of correspondent banking, we have Nostro accounts, we have Vostro accounts, we have Loro accounts, and we have mirror account. Okay, this sometimes the small thing which get asked. It is a आपका for it generally used for the reconciliation purpose, where we generally reconcile the transaction which are generally part of your आपका Nostro accounts. ठीक है, so Nostro account is a foreign currency account for Indian bank. So they are reconciling all those particular things with the your Vostro accounts and others, right? Now when it comes to NRI accounts, okay, so here in morning we have used a different slide. I use different slides here itself. Reason being, आपका if you get a new slide ना, you will get some sort of you can easily आपका you can easily like it will you will expect कि something is new coming, right? Things is same, data is same, but in a new way, so that you can relate things आपका, you can put some sort of focus. ठीक है, okay, definitely sir. Srikant sir, I have shared that PDF. I guess I have shared with you also, right? I have shared uploaded in group or the that आपका note section ना. So you can just take a screenshot also and just share with me. I'll help you, right? And if anyone did not get those particular ones, just ping me on WhatsApp or app. I'll personally share. So when it comes to NRE accounts, these are the multiple accounts आपका, ठीक है? So first one is NRE accounts. So it is basically that person is NRI when the person is NRI and he is remitting some sort of money, like he's maintaining a bank account with your bank in term of FD, RD, saving accounts, current account, and others. And the earning is generally from the abroad itself, okay, where he is living right now, right? So per transferring foreign earning, it is a rupee dominated accounts, fully permitted आपका, ठीक है? When it comes to repatriation, NRI investment are based on two things: repatriation and non-repatriation. Means repatriation means that person can bring back that money anytime आपका wherever he is living. Like let's say Mr. A is living in US, so he is doing some job or something else. So whatever आपका earning he is maintaining with your account. So whenever in future if he required, he can fully repatriate that particular one. And interest is also tax free from this particular one. So credit आपका permissible credit, inward remittances, interest transfer, NRE, FCNR transfer also allowed. Local payments, it can be used for the debit means where they can withdraw the money. आपका local payments, remittances abroad, investment in others. Joint holding is allowed, and आपका former and survivor basis only. So that is the case in this particular case, right? When it comes to NRO accounts, this is mostly the Indian earning of that person, like rental income or any sort of your like what it is called, the royalty fee and others, which generally comes under this particular one. Okay. So that is something. So purpose is managing income originating in India, like these can be the sources. Again, rupee dominated. A resident account must be redesignated as NRO upon becoming the NRI. Means like let's say if we are resident, if we become NRI, so we have to convert that particular one into NRO account stream. Again, taxable subject to TDS आपका. And repatriation is restricted as per the FEMA rule. So repatriation is 1 million per financial year as of now, and require a FEMA remittance of asset regulation plus form 15 CA and CB need to be full in this particular one. Again, joint holding, former and survivor. All the three accounts are based on former and survivor. FCNRB, it is equal to a fixed deposit. It is a FD in foreign currency. Okay, this is managed in foreign currency only. Previous two account was INR denominated. This is your foreign currency account, right? So term deposit only. Tenure is 1 year to 5 years. Currency, any आपका foreign freely convertible currencies. Tax free in India. Fully repatriable principal plus interest. Okay, similar because the income is generally from the outside India. So that's why this is the case. Calculation आपका interest day count convention is 360 day in a year. So compounded half yearly basis. Interest will be accounted at half yearly basis. In case of floating rate interest, it is swap rate reset in every 6 months. In case of fixed rate, आपका it is linked with the ARR, आपका overnight ARR things. That is the case in आपका link case. When it comes to no local withdrawal is allowed, and we have the credit and debit is only like credit is basically at the time of opening and debit is at the time of closure of that particular account itself. So, okay, so this chart will help you to compare and to remember the key areas. Now, another account आपका two account. One is SNRR account. This get asked many times. Huh? Please do remember this. So special non-resident rupee account. So if that NRI is having some business interest in India, so for that one, they can open an account with your bank that is called SNRR account, and this account is for 7 years, right? So non-resident with business interest in India, when it comes to constraint, transfer from the NRO account. They cannot remit money in SNRR from NRO account because the NRO income is usually from your income. The origin of income is India itself, right? That means they can remit money from your आपका NRE accounts as well as FCNR account. Yeah, FCNR account. From these two, they can remit money here. Applicable taxes must be paid, and then the remaining amount can be repatriated. So it is repatriable basis, right? Repatriable, but after the payment of all the liabilities and others, that generally comes under this one. Correct, guys? So here, then we have RFC account, the another one. RFC is basically resident foreign currency account. Like when NRI become आपका resident, so like let's say if they are having some pension income or insurance income or any other thing, gratuity and all, like any sort of royalty income. So for to manage that one, they can open this or maintain this account. NRI returning in India for the permanent settlements. Keep asset in foreign in this, and fully repatriation is fully free if holder become NRI again in this. SNRR is see, we cannot, it is आपका repatriable, but it is subject to some condition. Conditions are like, let's say you have done some business, because the principal amount which is coming from the foreign sources, but let's say you have done some business in India and you have earned some income from that particular business, so taxes or other things will be आपका applicable in that case. After paying off all those particular liabilities, you can remit the remaining one up, right? So that is something what generally comes under this particular one. Apart from this, when it comes to that is domestic account also, that is for the resident. Okay, like if you want to invest in foreign securities routing through आपका that IFSC wala thing, so that is for, we use this RFC domestic account. So like domestic resident individual आपका, those who want to invest in foreign currencies and others, they generally use that particular one. When it comes to global settlement system, so the most famous one is which is missing from here, that is your आपका SWIFT. Okay, so SWIFT system. Apart from SWIFT, we have chips from, please do remember, last time also they asked the origin आपका. So this is your USA. Fedwire is basically for आपका from the US again. It is net settling and it is RTGS, and again it is आपका net settle basis. Chips from UK आपका, right? Last time I guess they asked question around this particular one. And The another one we have Swift आपका, ठीक है, Swift I missed क्या, हाँ, Swift is the most common one basically in this particular business itself, right? चलो, now let's practice some question, guys. It is for 2 years आपका, ठीक है, कोटेश सर, यस, हाँ बिल्कुल सही, श्रीकांत सर, इट इज फॉर 2 years. Till 2 years they'll be having that benefit, ठीक है, RN OR that category वाला ना. So then NRI become आपका resident RN OR category for 2 years. So within that particular period आपका they'll be enjoying all those particular benefits. So which of the following statement is correct about this? So Indian bank, Aryavat Bank, does not have any overseas branch. However, it cater exporter, importers, and large NRI customers based on the spread across the Middle East and Europe. To support the international trade, आपका they are generally entering into this. Okay. So what is the areas? Through the correspondent banking, Aryavat Bank can provide cross-border trade and remittances services without establishing own physical branch abroad. Second one is foreign banks providing services to its home jurisdiction act as a respondent bank. No, that they act as a correspondent bank to the Aryabharat bank. So this is आपका wrong, right? You remember this one? Correspondent and respondent. ठीक है, Sirkan sir, you got this particular statement. Morning only we discussed this one. So respondent bank and correspondent bank, right? So correspondent bank is the foreign bank. Aryabharat bank, let's say some XYZ bank आपका, that is the case. Correspondent bank, a banking relationship help आपका reduce the operational cost, and this is आपका true है. The next one we have cross borders correspondent banking relationship are treated high risk आपका, and this one due diligence will require. Bank should avoid correspondent relationship with foreign banks that do not report significant transaction to their national control and regulatory. This is also true. 1345. 1345 means आपका option B should be right answer for this particular one. Easy one. This was very easy. Like this is just only about the basic guidelines related to your correspondent bank and others, the relationship between these two one, right? Next one. Last time what they did, आपका they give 2-3 आपका similar type of question, means 3 case studies in one question, and then find out the right to wrong, right? So please do remember this one also. So ABC Bank Mumbai maintain USD account with DEF. So this is ABC account with DEF is your Nostro account, right? This is your Nostro account. New York for this. New York in turn maintain INR account with ABC. So this is your Vostro account, right? This is your Vostro account. To facilitate this one, GHI Bank London, while processing the cross-border transactions, आपका use the ABC. So GHI versus this is Loro accounts. ABC Bank also maintain an internal accounts to track the reconcile, that is your mirror account. Everything is defined आपका with the question itself, right? So this is something. हाँ मनोज सर, yesterday also I told you ना 7 o'clock, ठीक है, 7 a.m. only concept आपको, all the important concept areas we are discussing at 7 a.m. So if you have missed, I have added that recording, please do go for that one. And tomorrow also, like one series आपका for the concept part, because that is bit important to solve these kind of thing or anything, right? So when it comes to this, फर्स्ट केस आपका USD and this is nostro account. INR account maintained by DEF with ABC is vostro account, true है. Third one is आपका GHI with ABC is loro account, that is also correct. Fourth one is your internal account maintained by ABC to track this one. DF is a mirror account. Yeah. Internal, it is not with आपका DEF. Basically, it is आपका, that is something कि for reconciling purpose we are using the mirror account. कि what is the balance in nostro account in foreign currency? The same value after the conversion we are keeping in the mirror account आपका. It is a replica of your nostro account only, mirror image. That is in foreign currency, this is in आपका INR. Maintaining correspondent banking account generate revenue, obviously, because we are helping the customer. 1 2 3 5, 1 2 3 5 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Correct, guys? So correspondent banking and the areas itself, right? Next one. So consider the following statement about NRIs and related classification, and you have to find out the correct answer. That 182 days wala is confirm, huh? I forgot to check. Loro account is basically, it is their money with them. It is defined as their money with them. It is something like, let's say, Vivek sir, SBI is maintaining an account with ABC Bank. This is suppose from US, a dollar account आपका, ठीक है. So this is आपका Nostro account. अब now Nostro account, this is the Nostro account. Now let's say PNB, ठीक है. Suppose that PNB is not having any branch in US. They are not having any branch. Neither they are having any Nostro account with any bank in US. But there are some client A of PNB. They want to do some sort of remittances in आपका US. So how they'll route it? They'll route आपका through the SBI account. ठीक है. तो SBI and आपका the transaction आपका, this is loro, ठीक है. This is the loro. So PNB is using Nostro account of SBI to conduct that particular remittances. So the deal or the accounting between these two is आपका loro account. Their money with them. Their means आपका this SBI, them means आपका ABC. So they are using that particular account to do the transaction itself. Vivek sir, got it? So here, an individual staying in India at least 182 days previous financial year classified as tax resident. आपका tourist visiting India for short period आपका treated as NRI? No. The NRI include आपका Indian citizen deputed abroad आपका in these particular organization also or for any other work. A person with Indian origin includes someone who is foreign citizen but whose grandparents was Indian citizen. PIO, the definition of PIO. The definition of resident taxpayers purpose 2020 consider 120 days and आपका where the taxable income in India is 15 lakh and they are not a tax resident of any other country. So 1345. 1345 means आपका option C will be right answer for this particular one. So this is like bit confusing, but I'll suggest please do remember this one. Another question आपका we will be practicing. Okay, everyone guys, please try this. So under income tax आपका individual stayed in 182 days preceding financial year, that is true. Second one is an individual India 120 days more and आपका exceeding this taxation purpose, that is आपका true. Third one is a person who not tax resident of any other country 15 lakh Indian sources, आपका Indian citizen, Income Tax Act 1961. Fourth one is a person of Indian origin include OCI card holders but exclude spouse. Spouse is also included, right? So this is wrong आपका. As per FEMA, Indian citizen deputed abroad, they included. Student going abroad for higher education, NRI, as per guidelines in this, not for the indefinite period and all. So this is also true. The next one is OC, overseas corporate bodies are permanently allowed to make fresh investment in India. No, no, no. The guidelines will be there. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 means option B. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. What you guys suggesting? A. Sorry, huh? I'll recheck this one. Hari Bari is not allowed. So first one, आपका that is true. Second one is आपका true. Third one is not tax resident, आपका 15 lakh, and this also correct. Fourth one is आपका spouse is also included, wrong. Famous citizen deputed abroad, central government, Indian diplomatic mission continue to be treated as, अच्छा okay, sorry. This fifth one is wrong here. Okay. Fifth one is they are considered as NRI. Just now the previous question we talk about this. Sixth one is आपका this. हाँ, now 100% option A will be right answer. Yes, yes, yes. 100% A will be correct answer for this one. So spouse of foreign origin of Indian citizen also included, and government official. This was part of the previous question also. So they also consider the NRIs and others, right? Next one, guys. This type of question from these particular आपका the different type of NRI accounts and others. What was your question, Srikant sir? 5 NRIs. Uh, I have asked about not covered under the NRI in this only one. Srikant sir, can you please explain your question, आपका? Okay, 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 okay. So deposit of your this is question is all about the feature of NRE account. Deposit of foreign currency traveler check into NRE accounts during Mr. Mehta's temporary visit to India permissible subject to bank satisfaction about the non-resident status. Second one is rental income आपका property in India can be credited. The taxes and others must be deducted or paid. That is true. Third one is आपका the resident mother joint account former and survivor basis can freely operate NRE account during Mehta's lifetime without any restriction. No, it is mostly for some specified areas. Power of attorney holders is permitted to gift funds. No, they are not permitted to give funds and other things also. The same statement we have gone through. NR transfer of funds from NRE accounts to another account is permitted आपका, that is true. Next one is upon the Mehta returning to a permanent, so NRE will be converted into RFC, that is also true. So 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6 means option C will be right answer for this particular. Vivek sir, option C will be correct answer, right? So where you went wrong? B is 1, 2, 3. 3 is no. So it is आपका that restrictions are there in that particular case, right? So only power of attorney during the NRI lifetime in this, and even that areas also get restricted in some areas. So C is the right answer, and the resident holder cannot, the POA holder cannot make the gift remittances on behalf of NRA also. So that feature, it will confuse you. That's why we have gone through all those particular areas again and again. Bit important, guys. Please go through that one. Now this question is about the NRO accounts, ठीक है, all the feature of NRO accounts. So you have to find out the correct one. Options are not there. Just mention your options around this. Okay. हाँ, so with sir actually I did one session आपका ये जो concept वाला part है ना, ये हमने डिटेल में आपका एक्चुअली मॉर्निंग में कवर किया था। तो अभी मैंने नोट्स रखे हैं। आप क्या कर सकते हैं ना कि जो मॉड्यूल वाइज कंपाइलेशन है ना, पुराने वीडियोस को भी रेफर करेंगे, वो भी आपको हेल्प करेगा, ठीक है? इतना चैलेंज नहीं आया होगा आपको। तो मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप वहाँ पे मॉड्यूल वाइज यूनिट आपका देख सकते हैं, वो आपको हेल्प करेगा कॉन्सेप्ट के लिए। हाँ, एक बार वो मतलब मस्ट है काइंड ऑफ। रेंटल इनकम आपका, ठीक है, रेंटल इनकम इट इज पार्ट ऑफ द एनआरओ अकाउंट, मोस्टली ट्रीटेड विद आपका एनआरओ अकाउंट, बट एज पर द एनआरई कंडीशंस, इफ दे हैव पेड टैक्सेस और आपका ड्यूज ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, इट कैन बी क्रेडिटेड टू एनआरई अकाउंट ऑल्सो। एल्विन सर, आपका दिस इफ you'll go for the both one ना, so you'll see that particular one. Mostly for the Indian origin income we use NRO accounts, but that rental wala part is specific case if the taxes and other things are paid. So when it comes to the NRE redesignation of Mr. Mehta, resident saving accounts as NRO accounts was mandatory upon the becoming non-resident. आपका just now we have gone through this. Rent received from property stipulated in India permissible credit to आपका NRO accounts. This is also true, right? Second one is also correct. The third one is rupee gift आपका received from the resident relative with LRS limited can be credited to NRO accounts. Rupee gift आपका, that is also permitted. Fourth one, interest earned on NRO account is exempted from deduction of income tax. No, it is in income tax is applicable on this particular one. It is not exempted. A TDS mostly it is case. The transfer of funds from NRO account to NRE account is permitted within the limit of 1 lakh. No, sorry, 1 million USD. A resident POA holders can operate NRO accounts only for the local payment remittances to account holders abroad. आपका this is आपका correct, right? तो 1 2 3 5 6 1 आपका 2 3 5 and 6 आपका, that is the right answer for this particular one. And Alvin sir, please do not get confused. Huh? Other people also. This is very genuine doubt because mostly when it comes to the rental income or all the domestic income, we use आपका NRO account. But if that person is not having NRO accounts, आपका, though it is like their saving account will get converted into NRO, but if that is the case, so it can be credited to your. It is when it comes to eligible credit in your आपका NRE account, rental income, but after the subject of those taxes and dues itself, right? So that is something which is generally part of this particular one. Let's practice one question around the FCNRB, the next account, FCNRB. So if you have read that one, you will be easily able to relate. FCNRB account can be opened only in termed deposit with a minimum 1 year, maximum 5 years. आपका repayment on the foreign currency. This is आपका 100% true. Resident relative can added as the joint holders in this freely operate. Wrong है. The next one is FCNRB deposit maintained in foreign currency. Account holder not exposed to exchange risk and आपका both principal in this fully repatriable. True है. Interest on FCNRB deposit is exempted from income tax in India. Depositors book आपका forward this one. They can use to book for the has their existing position also. FCNRB deposit, the interest rate offered by the bank must be within the ceiling of ARR in this. This is also correct. This is within the ceiling of this particular one. So option आपका B will be right answer for this one. Right. So B means आपका this should be right answer for this one. Last statement is prescribed interest rate both FCNRB deposit remain आपका ceiling linked to ARR और आपका swap respective of currency and maturity. What was the last statement? Deposit of interest rate offered by the bank must be within the ceiling of आपका ARR only. ठीक है. Otherwise Srikanth sir escalate this question. I remember this. It is ARR आपका and this is आपका related. Now this statement is correct. Huh? So we have to correct this one. It is ARR आपका ARR rate only when it comes to this particular one. Actually that is two different statement आपका. Next one guys, next one. So RFC account and SNRR account. RFC and SNRR accounts. You have to find out the correct one. So a returning NRI can convert balances held in NRA accounts into RFC account, which may be maintained as both saving and the fixed deposit account. 100% true, right? RFC account can be jointly held with resident relative on either or survivor, right? So not either in survivor, it is former or survivor, right? So we have a relation of former and survivor. So this is wrong. Interest earned on RFC account during the period. The individual is a resident but RNOR and that is for the 2 years and it is subject to this. So somebody asked this particular question who asked Elvin sir आपका I guess no not Elvin sir. There was some question from who asked this question? Pute sir. Pute sir, this is your case. So that is generally categorized as resident but not ordinary resident account for 2 years, right? So that is the case आपका, right? So this is something which you have to remember. SNRR accounts are permitted to earn interest. No. SNRR account is non-interest bearing account. Activity tenure on this and even the activity is for 7 years. Transfer from NRO accounts to SNRR account is prohibited under the regulation. Yes. 135. 135 means option A will be right answer for this particular one. So RFC account can be held jointly with resident or relative based on former and survivor basis. All the account are former and survivor only, right? And it is non-interest bearing and the tenure is usually for 7 years आपका in this particular case itself. Okay guys, next one. Okay, Vivek sir just answer this question. Till the time I'll find the new question. Two zero seven. So ABC Bank, headquartered in Mumbai, has a business relationship with Global Trust Bank, London. So ABC with आपका this, they are having a correspondent banking nostro account. ABC maintain a GBP account with Global Trust to facilitate this one. ठीक है, basically it is आपका, it is a आपका nostro account relation between ABC and this. Now, meanwhile, Eurobank, a bank in Paris, want to send GBP funds to the Global Trust Bank, but does not maintain a direct account with them. Instead, Eurobank routed that transaction with ABC accounts of GBP with Akatis. So ABC is having Nostro account with your Global Trust Bank, and Eurobank is having a Loro accounts with your आपका Loro account with your ABC बैंक. ठीक है, so Euro account Loro with what you suggest guys, option C. हाँ, very good, विवेक सर को समझ में आ गया है. So Euro bank refer to the account of this one, Loro account with the ABC. तो option C will be right answer for this particular one. Got it ना? 207. चलो, now next one guys, next question on your screen. So advances in loan and prohibited transaction for NRIs. Loan against आपका non-resident deposit can be sanctioned on the account holder third party in India. It is usual margin is required. Loan against non-resident deposit can be freely repatriated. No, it is आपका, it should be wrong. Loan sanction to third party cannot involve any direct or indirect foreign exchange consideration to non-resident depositors. Next one, housing loan NRI can be repaid using the rental income derived from the property acquired after using the loan itself. Housing loan to NRI can be repaid using rental income derived from the others. True है. Next one is NRI are allowed to purchase agriculture property plantation in not. Premature withdrawal of deposit is not allowed when loan against such deposit are availed. This is a general rule. A loan outside India can be granted against the balance sheet in NRO. This is wrong. So 1346 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Very good guys. So answer not D, C. So it is आपका loan against NR non-resident deposit cannot be repatriated outside India, because this is something you are taking loan in India, and for remittances what we have read in LRS scheme also, for any remittances bank are not allowed to give loan, especially for the capital things and all, right? So here also that same rule get applied in this particular case. Next one. Okay, one question, it will cover all the payment आपका tool which we generally use in foreign remittances. Swift, chips, chaps, target, Fedwire. Target is from Eurozone, Eurozone. Fedwire, RTGS, NEFT. So Swift is international. Basically, it is a kind of a cooperative institution which handle maximum number of international remittances. Chips from US, chaps from UK, target from Eurozone, Fedwire from US, RTGS and NEFT आपका from India, right? So now Swift is a member-owned cooperative providing the secure financial messaging services and does not itself transfer fund between the bank. True है. Second one is Swift use bilateral key exchange and relationship application. This is the messaging system. Yes, Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. that is handled by this by through the BKE as well as आपका RMA. That is also true. Chips operate on real-time basis. No, chips work on netting basis. Similar to that NEFT platform आपका, right? Chips and chap both work on net basis. ठीक है. Chap chips is primarily used in US dollar interbank आपका. Yes, this is true. The next one is Fedwire, US Federal Reserve Bank. That initiative is Fedwire. Operated in by this one, gross settlement basis. This is correct. Chaps UK based net settlement basis. Both आपका this true है. Next one is Target 2 is Euro payment system. Participate in optional for, sorry, no, participants do not have option. It is kind of a mandate in Eurozone, right? So option, this should be wrong. RTGS transaction are आपका real time minimum 2 lakh, very simple. NEFT operate on a batches processing system, net settlement periodic 24/7. This is also correct. So 1 2 4 5 6 1 2 4 5 6 8 and 9 means option A only will be right answer for this particular one. So option A only will be right answer. So chips follow the net settlement. Chips and chaps both follow net settlement. आपका participation in target 2 is mandatory for euro system members and new eurozone entities. This is also based on gross settlement, huh? So that is something which generally comes under this particular one. Okay, chalo. One more question around this. So evaluate the following statement, different payment system, and select the option correctly. So chips operate only in New York and primarily used for foreign exchange interbank transaction. Fedwire is a net settlement. Fedwire is gross settlement. Chaps is equivalent to this net settlement, mainly in London. Target 2 Euro settlement, Eurozone members in this. Then next one is all US bank maintain आपका account with, not chips आपका. Chips is usually for a higher value transaction. Fedwire is the core आपका, ठीक है. Fedwire is the core for this. So this is आपका wrong, ठीक है. Chips, chaps, these are the two instruments, two gateways. They are kind of creating some sort of competition in the market. They are primarily focusing on the high value transaction, corporate customer and all, so that they can they are working on the commission basis, right? So 134 means option B must be right answer for this particular one. Target, no, that is a advanced version actually. Target or this, like it is similar to they have generated an advanced version for that one only. So that is from the Euro system only, Eurozone market. Like let's say in India we use this NEFT RTGS thing. So there they use our target system, or mostly, and in apart from this NEFT and RTGS now, or even nowadays they also use for some countries. But the SWIFT, chips, chaps, target, they are usually for the international remittances. They are handling the messaging system or after the confirmation, or they are providing a gateway also to remittances purpose and others. Okay. uh, chaps is all, chips and chaps both are on net settlement. Okay? Chips and chaps both work on आपका net settlement. आपका Rani ma'am and Kude sir, I hope you got these one. Veera sir is also there. Chalo. So chips and chaps both work on the net settlement, similar to this NEFT things and all. Next one, guys. Okay, documentary letter of credit. Okay, just allow me 5 minutes. I'll take my meditation and then we will resume this particular one. Huh? So just allow me 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, we will be resuming this particular one. And till that time, I'll give you a task if you want to go through that one. Any chart after which will provide you the more information. Okay, just see. What's this? Okay, so 5 minutes, guys. Just allow me 5 minutes and we will start this particular one. Okay. Okay, guys, so shall we start? So when it comes to आपका this unit number 4, documentary letter of credit, again it is something which is bit confusing because there are so many guidelines, right? And bit important also, right? Every time we'll see question around this one. So here the important areas basically, one area which is easy and doable, which is type of LC. We have UCP 600 आपका, yeah, that is bit important from this one, right? UCP 600. So please go through those amendments or the new things आपका which comes under this one. Liability, responsibility and right of parties, where especially that applicant and the issuing bank आपका, yeah, they are having maximum liabilities, right? Then we have your crystallization and other kind of things, the guidelines, timelines. Then we have standby LC, URR and ISBP also, and the Incoterms, right? So these are the areas which are generally part of this particular. So LC is basically a document which makes sure to the seller, if they fulfill the agreement of that particular documents, they'll get आपका timely and full payment, right? So that is the commitment which issuing bank or opening bank of that LC is doing to the आपका sellers bank, which is advising bank in general आपका, right? So the areas, we have the different type of LCs like red clause, आपका green clause, back to back. So when it comes to red clause आपका, so like seller, they can take advances based on the आपका LC itself. Green clause, we generally do some sort of scrutiny around the stock or inventory and others. Back to back LC, exporter use export LC to obtain a separate local LC to pay their supplier also, right? Based on that LC, they are generating other also to make the payments to the suppliers. Revolving आपका, this is kind of a cash credit limit to the exporter. Then we have your buyer, sorry, team. Here we have deferred payment LC. So payments आपका, which is generally scheduled in the future itself. Standby LC, this is a guarantee mechanism because basically there are some countries which cannot issue the guarantee. So LC is making commitment and that commitment will get fulfilled. That is written in the your standby LC itself, right? UCP 600, which become effective from July 1st, 2007. They are very, very important one because these are some set of guidelines. We have 39 articles which are part of UCP 600. They are not आपका kind of legal things, but that invoice, that contract between buyer and seller, that make them legal, right? So we generally give references to UCP 600. So accordingly, they get implemented and all the documentation and other things which get handled through this particular one. This is the only thing about they, like all the guidelines are not given in detail. They have given a summary around this one, the group of all these particular LCs itself, and the new changes as per the LC part, right? Then documentation part also, that is a bit important. Documentation, especially that bill of lading or the commercial invoice or insurance, आपका insurance वाला part in others ना, so all are generally aligned with the your LC document, the value, the quantity and everything which is mentioned in LC आपका, that we generally refer in that case, even the date and other things. So bill of lading, evidence of movements must be a complete set of negotiable in this. And when it comes to insurance, must be on or before the shipment date, 110% on CIF basis, must match with LC. All documents must match with the LC itself. When it comes to URR and ISBP, okay, so they are kind of a supporting guidelines to the UCP 600. When it comes to URR, this is how two bank are building their relation. So uniform rule for bank to bank आपका reimbursement. So govern the relationship between issuing bank and the reimbursing bank. Reimbursing bank is not bound LC terms only by the reimbursement authorization. If there is a reimbursing bank, ISBP, when it comes to international standard banking practices, this is आपका best practices for the document examination and handling. So reduce the document rejection rate. They generally explain how to interpret the UCP 600 for a specific issue or typos or abbreviation itself. So basically, this is something which is helping the entire process itself. Then we have Incoterms. Aapka Incoterms is basically the major purpose of Incoterms is to define the आपका relationship or responsibility, like who is responsible at what level. So it is something, if you'll see, so it is earlier it is buyer, then it is shifting to buyer to seller, right? So just before your examination, if you want to go through this, so you can go through like just before entering to the examination hall only, right? Chalo. Now let's start the discussion with the first question on your screen, guys. Saurabh sir, I'll come back to that one. Just a minute. So when it comes to LC, and you have to find out the correct statement related to LC. So LC represent the undertaking by the issuing bank, opening bank, to pay the exporter provided the stipulated documents are presented conformity with the LC terms. Aapka payment under the LC is depend on the actual condition of goods? No. So when it comes to LC document, as a banker, we deal with documents, not deal with the good. So that is the rule here. So that's why this statement is wrong. A letter of credit is issued by the buyer bank on behalf of the importer in favor of the exporter itself. The advising bank primary role is to authenticate and convey the LC to the beneficiary without assuming payment liability, unless आपका they act as a confirming bank also. The next one is negotiating bank may make payment to the beneficiary or subsequently claim आपका reimbursement from the reimbursing bank itself. So 1, 3, 4, 5 means आपका option B will be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Everyone mark correctly. So when it comes to your INCO terms now, so it is international commercial terms which we are using on the LC document, with the LC documents or even in international trade आपका rate. So the purpose is to prevent the misunderstanding and dispute in international trade by providing standardized trade term definition, means who is responsible at what point. Again आपका released by ICC, and the latest one is your 2020. Now here we have Incoterms apply to the contract of sale, but not to contract of carriage. They deal only relationship between seller and buyers. So basically, at the departure, when we are departuring the good X work, we have these are the one like the port name basically, like let's say Jamnagar or X work Pune. Then we have main carriage paid. So like who will be responsible all at this stage? Main carriage paid, CFR, cost and freight आपका, right? So the name of the port of destination, like from Jamnagar to X worker is आपका the starting point, and the destination point is suppose that JNPT or Chennai or anything else. CIF आपका cost, insurance and freight. So that is आपका who will be responsible for this one. CPT carries paid to, or CIP carries an insurance paid to. Then when it comes to main carriers, FCA, free carrier आपका, we have FAS, free alongside ship, free on the board, and this. Then we have DAT, delivered at terminal, delivered at place, delivered at आपका duty. Now, if you'll come to this particular chart, the chart says the responsibility of supplier and buyer are shown in this particular figure. At what stage? Like let's say X work का आपका ठीक है. So warehouse services will be done by the seller. आपका then in all the cases warehouse services related fee, आपका FAS, FCA and all those particular one are generally responsibility of seller. Export packaging आपका again all the responsibility belongs to sellers. Loading at port आपका ठीक है buyer, then it is आपका seller ठीक है. For X work it is buyer will be responsible. For remaining things, the remaining areas, it will be seller will be responsible. Origin inland buyer, then all sellers. आपका origin port buyer, then seller buyer. So custom duties buyer and आपका for DDP it is आपका seller ठीक है. Delivered pay duty pay आपका ठीक है. So that is the one. So this is something कि who is responsible for what activity or the payments and dealing. That is something in international trade when we are dealing. So buyer and seller's responsibility. You can see that as you move left आपका to right, the obligation of the seller increase. If you move in this side, ठीक है. The first leftmost this area, Incoterm impose maximum responsibility on buyer. The rightmost आपका these are the one which impose maximum responsibility on the seller. So they have defined ki who will be responsible at what stage in others, right? Saurabh sir, थोड़ा सा idea लगा? Done है? चल. Now next one, a type of LC. So we have, these are the statement 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the areas. I'll not suggest any sort of rectification around the Incoterms, but before entering into the examination hall, you can just see that areas ki who is mostly आपका responsible or the initial line, because no one can remember all those particular things. So basically the different type of LCs. So first, under the red clause LC, exporter can draw advances before the shipment based on the receipt and a written undertaking submitted to the shipping document letter. This is true. Advances under the red clause LC primarily intended to finance the manufacturing in this. This is also correct. The third one is green LC. The exporter must additionally submit evidence of goods and warehouse before आपका availing the advances. This is more secure than the red clause. Correct है. Fourth one is the exporter failed to ship goods or submit documents after availing in LC. Red clause LC, the issue bear the losses आपका, the bank bear the losses आपका. This is also correct. Green clause LC provide weaker security. No, it provide higher security. This is wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 means option A only will be right answer for this particular one. Easy one, I guess, right? Next one. Okay, one another question, guys, around the types of LC. So under the site LC, payment is made immediately on the presentation of document that compile with the terms, LC terms, and it is आपका DP, document against payment, true है. Second one is Usain's bill, payment made instantly. No, it is आपका in a future date and which is based on the bill of exchange. This is true, but it is not instantly, right? It is drawn for a 60 days, 90 days or the period itself. Deferred LC आपका deferred from the Hussein's LC, that no bill of exchange is drawn and payment is made आपका specified future mentioned in the LC itself. This is आपका also correct. Negotiation LC आपका it can be negotiation only if the document आपका strictly this freely negotiable and this. No, the second part is wrong, right? Second part is wrong, right? LC may be freely negotiated or restrict. No, it is not about that one actually. Sorry. The fourth statement is also seems correct. Negotiation LC is basically it can be negotiated to someone else, but that someone else, the other party cannot negotiate further. That was the rule. I thought this is the only thing which is mentioned here. Next one, a standby LC primarily function as payment instrument for routine trade. No, it is आपका a kind of a guarantee to that make sure कि that LC promise will get fulfilled. 134 means option A should be right answer for this one. Very good, guys. Awesome. Next one. Okay, one more question around the type of LC. तो फर्स्ट आपका Z obtain LC to permit आपका receiving an advances payment before shipment based on the written undertaking. Z failed to deliver the document of this issuing bank occur the losses. So this is आपका red clause LC. Another transaction GLC where advances paid only after providing proof. This is your green clause LC. Z and LC payment is made immediately upon the present. So this is your side bill or side LC. Then we have a separate export आपका deal Z receive LC allow payment to predetermined credit following the acceptance of draft in this. So this is your Usen's bill or Usen's LC. Then we have lastly Z LC which act as a guarantee to cover standby LC, right? So standby LC. So this is the one. So R, what is the right sequence here? A आपका red clause, then we have green clause, we have side, we have Usen's, and we have standby. 100% true. A will be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Next one. So it is subject to the UCP 600, means the latest one. Okay, consider this because as per UCP 600, it is आपका LC is irrevocable, right? Until unless it is specifically mentioned around the revocable thing. So as we can see, it is not mentioned कि LC is revocable. So this is a flaw in the process itself, right? So everyone is saying option C. Since LC is issued subject to this, not mention आपका revocable, it is आपका treated as irrevocable. XYZ import can amend or cancel the LC at any time. No, it is आपका, this is irrevocable. So if the advising bank in India add its confirmation, it undertake independent obligation to pay ABC exporter on the compliant presentation of documents. The LC can be transferred in part to more than one supplier only if the expressly designated transferable, this is true. आपका a second beneficiary under the transferable LC further can transfer. No, they cannot transfer this one. It can happen only once, right? So means 134. 134 means option C will be right answer. Very good. Option C will be right answer for this particular one, right? Not B, guys. आपका 1 3 2 is wrong. XYZ आपका can cancel, no. So this is आपका this is the C should be right answer, yes. So an irrevocable आपका cannot be cancelled or this without the consent of parties, and आपका second beneficiary prohibited from the further transferring the LC itself, right? Understood, guys? Any doubt, please do let me know so I can help you out with that particular one. Okay, one another question, UCP 600. So UCP 600 apply to letter of credit only when credit expressly state that subject to this one. Okay. Otherwise, it is not a legal document, because so it is आपका credit itself is well, those buyer and seller entering into the contract, they are mentioning that will make this particular one आपका like LC terms or sorry UCP terms आपका included in that particular trade. Under UCP 6, all credit are treated as irrevocable. So this is also true. UCP 600 introduce a separate section, definition and interpretation. Yes, morning only we discuss all these one. Maximum time allowed to bank for the examination of document under this are 5 working days. Earlier it was in UCP 500 it was 7 working days. So it came to आपका 5 working days. The next one is under UCP, data is document must be identical in all respect of avoid discrepancies. Data in document must be no. In some cases, like we have na, like let's say if invoice and LC, if invoice value is आपका higher than the LC, we will be considering. Okay, we do have options for that one. Ki we will be considering the LC value, not the आपका invoice value. So this should be wrong here. Sixth one is bank are required to examine and ensure compliances with non-documentary conditions mentioned in the credit. Bank are required to examine and ensure compliances with non-documentary conditions. Non-documentary conditions are basically they are disregarded as per the UCP 600. So this should be wrong again. If document are lost in transit, comparing the presentation nominated bank, the issuing bank still obligate this one. This is true. The 1 2 3 4 7 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 option D should be right. Okay, very good, guys. Everyone is saying option D. That means we all are aligned. Document need not to be identical. So आपका data must not conflict when आपका read the context, and non-documentary requirements are disregarded by the bank आपका. So that is the case आपका in this particular one. Correct. Next one, guys. Type of LC we have different type of LC we have discussed. Okay, documentation part bit important. So all the subtopic which are part of every topic. So, and how we have designed these particular question according to the statement which is given your book itself, so that you can have a comprehensive revision. I have kept the notes also in the beginning. So while you are revising with the PDF, okay, you do not have to watch video again and again. Wherever you find some challenges, you can go through that one, or you can just ping me. So I'll keep the more question at the revision, final revision also. The another part is it will require some sort of patience, right? it is not like that I'll come up with two statement or one statement. There is no point for practicing half marks question. When we are, our interest or motive is to define the to revise things up, right? So that if you go through the documents itself, PDF itself, so you can have a revision itself, right? So that is something which is generally part of this. Okay, so now consider the following statement related to presentation and scrutiny of documents under the LC in accordance with UCP provisions, FEMA, FTP, and others. The first one is आपका scrutiny of document under the LC is limited only to verifying authenticacy, does not extend the examination of compliances with UCP article. It does. A bill of exchange drawn under the LC should formally be drawn by the beneficiary on the issuing bank and be payable at the tenure specified in this particular one. Bill of exchange. And this is true. Okay? After 60 days or 90 days, whatever the time duration it is, or even we have, if it is NTP, so 25 days plus 3 days grace period also. An invoice issued by for an amount exceeding the LC value always treated as discrepancy. Drawing amount is within the LC value. So, and no, it is not. Just now I gave you an example. If there is something, so we will be, it is not considered as आपका discrepancy. We will be drawing the amount within the LC value, right? So, like whatever the LC value, we will be considering that. It is not considered as आपका discrepancy as per UCP 600. Bill of lading should not be a clause unless the LC specifically permit आपका submission of clause bill of lading. Bill of lading should not claused unless this should be true. The fifth one is an insurance policy may be issued after, no, it is should be on or before the date of shipment unless otherwise specified in LC. The insurance cover should be 110% आपका on CIF basis or CIP. All document presented under the LC must appear on the face of consistent with each others and with आपका term and condition of LC. ठीक है, this is आपका core suggestion. तो 2467 2467 means option B will be right. Very good, guys. Okay, so option B will be right answer for this particular one. So statement 1 was wrong. Scrutiny is not confirmed to authentic checks. Document must be examined for the compliance with UCP revision itself. When it comes to statement 3, UCP article 18B, invoice may be issued for an amount exceeding the LC if not prohibited. Provide the amount आपका drawn not exceeding this particular one. The fifth one is insurance must be issued on and before date. Other statement are correct here, right? So that is something which generally comes under this particular one. Next one, guys. So the overseas buyer bank issue the LC only after assessing the bank creditworthiness and transmit it to the to India through the Swift MT 700 message gateway we use for this. The bank in India that receive MT 700 verify the authenticity and advise the LC to the exporter in its role of advising bank. This is also true. Export data is uploaded on EDPMS. Export data, what was the full form? Export data, आपका EDPMS, IDPMS. Export data, some management system was there, right? 2014. It will come in the next unit only. Only after the exporter bank receive the payment from the overseas. EDPMS आपका export data uploaded on EDMS after bank receive the payment from the overseas buyer. No, it should be with this should be wrong. We will recheck, but I'll not go with this statement. But this is at the time of clearance only. This should be part, not the customer received the payment. It is mentioned the exporter received the payment. It should be at the time of clearance only. After the shipment, the exporter submit original export documents, including shipping bill, EDF and soft FEMA आपका in this particular one, this is true. The fifth one is in the case of site LC, the buyer bank remit payment to exporter bank by crediting its nostro account M2 for the receive payment आपका, this is M2202, and for confirmation M2 sorry M1 sorry MT70, right? So this is आपका 2. So 1245. Do we have 1245? 1245. Option D should be right answer for this. Export data processing, processing. I just missed that P word. Export data processing and monitoring system. Similarly, we have IDPMS also. Many people are saying B. 1235. It should be D. Just a minute. Okay, it is D, guys. So import data is uploaded in EDPMS immediately after the custom clearances through the EDI and remain outstanding आपका until realization or the crystallization of export आपका, even if they are getting money in phases also. So according to the phase itself, we have to upload that data on the EDPMS platform. For आपका export import bill, it is IDPMS in not, right? So that is something which generally comes under this particular one. Okay, guys. Next one. Next one, guys. Please quickly go through this. So they have a standby LC आपका and this standby LC of credit instead of the bank guarantee and this. So the issuance of standby LC in case of is permissible since RBI allow authorized dealer bank to issue commercial standby LC for import of goods of selective basis, including the public limited companies in this based on their good track record. Since standby LC act as substitute to guarantee, they can freely issue by sorry they can be freely issued by Indian bank for all importers without additional safeguard. So this is contradictory statement to the first one, wrong here. Third one is the beneficiary's invocation of standby LC must be supported by the declaration confirming the importer's failure to meet the contractual obligations आपका documents as a evidence. True है. The next one is even when standby LC governed by the ISP 98, any provision of ISP 98 confirm that with Indian law will not be applicable. Indian law will get priority in that case. ठीक है. Conflict with Indian law will not applicable. This should be correct आपका. The authorized dealer is required to obtain and follow up evidence of import such as bill of entry and provide this particular one, that is also true. So 1345 means option C should be right answer for this particular, not D. आपका option C is the right answer for this one. So standby LC import are subject to safeguard due to higher risk cannot be freely issued to all importers, So whenever we are doing these kind of things, so we have to take some sort of caution under this one, right? Done है. चलो next one. ISBP 745 and you have to find out the correct one. So it is आपका related to your examination of documents under the documentary credit or LC. ISBP authority to amend the or override the USP 600. No, it is a supporting tool. It cannot amend that particular one. First version of ISBP in 2002 and आपका companion guide to it is two, I guess. Yeah, 2005 was the last one. 2002 2002 USP, हाँ, it is 2002 USP 500. Then आपका 2007 USP 600. This is true. Then we have the next one is ISBP was revised and allow with USP 600 ICC prudential number this for introduction of this true hai. The next one is the objective of this include encouraging uniform banking practices worldwide to reduce the discrepancies in documentation. 1345. 1345 means option D will be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Next one, another tool which we have. Acha, okay. One question is around that. Aapka Incoterms also, right? Sometimes they ask this type of, like, if you will get question around the Incoterms, so this type of question you can expect. I have kept 2-3 question aapka. So I'll not suggest any sort of rectification, but you can aapka go for this one at least once. Try. So an Indian exporter located in Pune entered into a contract with buyer from Dubai for shipment of industrial machinery. The contract specifies CIP Dubai. Exporter आपका arriving transaction Dubai. The procure insurance. Then we have hand over the goods to the carrier in Mumbai. The buyer does not arrange any insurance, okay, except the coverage against all major risk during the transit. The exporter issue trade documents to obtain the bank finance. So which of the following are correct? So CIP Dubai, the seller is required to arrange and pay the carriage in the name of the destination. This should be the true one. CIP. Incoterms 20, under the CIP, the seller must obtain insurance for all comprehensive आपका risk coverage. This is also correct. The third one is the risk transfer from seller to buyer. Risk transfer from buyer to seller आपका, right? The responsibility of buyer to seller. This should be wrong, right? In that flow itself, na. So initially buyer, then आपका it goes to seller. Left side one to the buyer, right side one mostly, and most of the Incoterms are around the seller. Incoterms govern the contract of carriage between the seller and the shipping line. No, it is seller and buyer आपका, not shipping line. Under the 20 Incoterms, CIP place greater obligation on seller than FPA, but less than आपका DPP. This we have to check. This we have to check. So because the last one is आपका, without that chart we won't be able to solve this one. I'll see the answer only. So option A means this is true, means 1 2 3, 1 2 5. You can skip this one, but what I'll suggest now, Srikant sir, before entering into the examination hall, not to the question, just go for that आपका the responsibility wala chart na. If you'll go through that particular one basic, because see, if the time you will invest to remember those one, even you'll have some sort of confusion eventually, so there is no point of investing that much time here. Okay, chal. Now next one, unit number 5, facilities for exporters and importers. So that is the next unit which we have. So when it comes to facilities for importer and exporter, so we have आपका export credit and we have import credit, two important areas. But before than that, we have आपका exchange control guidelines, facilities for importer exporters, that आपका importer exporter code IEC, and then we have gold card scheme for exporters, exporter finance, pre-shipment and post-shipment, EDPMS आपका, factoring and forfeiting, that is the another one, exchange trade control guidelines for the importers, import finance. Then we have buyer credit and supplier credit. Okay, this is mentioned here, IDPMS, and that is the area. So these are some important areas from this particular unit. So when it comes to the overall आपका exchange control, we have two major institution. One is RBI, who handle the document parts, and the another one is DZFT, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which generally take care around the your आपका the exim policy itself, right? So right now we are having your exim policy 2023, the base, and we keep updating that one. Earlier we used to have 5-year exim policies and others. Now we have came out from that particular zone. Now what we have done, we have created a base on 2023, and every year with budget and other amendments, we keep changing that particular one itself, right? So this is the overall आपका regulatory environment for your foreign trade itself. So that's something which generally comes under this. One document which is very, very important one, that is IEC. So importer exporter code आपका, that generally comes under this particular one. So identity of the global trade, ठीक है. So a unique 10-digit code issued by the DZFT. So basically, if you are entering into import or export business, so this is something, a kind of registration with DZFT, right? Like let's say if you are starting a company, so you have to create a PAN number, or for individual we have आपका PAN number. So these are something, all the transactions are rooted in that particular one, and in every transaction they are linked. Similarly here also, when importer and exporters, they are doing any sort of import and export, they are dealing with आपका, they are representing this particular one in each and every trade itself. So it is आपका, the rule is mandatory for every person, firm आपका, those who are dealing in this, uses आपका IEC must be quoted in all declaration and form correspondent with the custom and the bank itself. It serves as a primary registration number for the international trade itself. So we are using that particular one in that particular area. So DZFT is the authority from where we generally take this one. Every person, firm engaged in export import trade must obtain this from DZFT. This registration number of the firm or company for international trade or the importer exporter areas and others, right? Apart from this, we have soft आपका EDF, ठीक है, which is export declaration form. It is export declaration form. Export declaration form, ठीक है. So EDF आपका form EDF basically we use, right? And we have for software we have Softex, ठीक है. Bit important one. Please do remember this. So section 7 of FEMA, full value of export must be declared and realized आपका. So exporter, and we have custom, and we have authorized dealer bank. So this is the overall reporting mechanism. Whenever we go for this one, the EDF formats must आपका export declaration form, replace the old GR and SDF form, use for the export of all goods by all mode except आपका software things. So we have software, we have your software Softex आपका, ठीक है, especially for export of software in non-physical formats, ठीक है. So these two, like let's say for as an individual, if we are doing some sort of remittances outside India, so we for the current account we fill the form A2, or for capital account, especially when you are making investment in joint venture and wholly owned subsidiaries, we fill the form ODI, right? For if you are if as a company, if you are raising funds from outside India using ECB, you fill the form ECB. So similarly here also, आपका the exporter, they have to provide the information based on the EDF itself. It contain the similar set of data आपका, like let's say the purpose code or the type of export and other kind of things which are generally part of this particular one. Now there are some businesses or some transaction which are exempted from filing this declaration itself. So that is something bit important. So specific cases under the regulation 4 of FEMA where declaration form are not required. So these are the cases. First one is trade sample. Like let's say we have developed this marker. We are sending this particular one Russia for like 1000 pieces for the आपका sampling purpose for free. The goods and publicity आपका materials shipped free of cost. Personal effect when we travel आपका, right? Logistic, ship, store, आपका ships, stores and आपका transshipment cargoes. Gift आपका, ठीक है, not exceeding 5 lakh. Please do remember this limit also. Testing or repair, ठीक है, we imported some machinery from some country, let's say Israel. Now we are sending them for the repair purpose and then it will come back. So it will not require. Or government. Government means when, like, let's say if we are providing some sort of relief to other country, we are doing some export or any other, wherever it is आपका specified by government and RBI, so that is not required. Good supply under the order of central government to defense authorities and other cases, so where also it is not applied. So these are the exempted area. Bit important one, please do remember this one, right? So exemptions under this particular one. Now when it comes to the trade finance, so when it comes to the finance, trade finance, so the basically this is something key. We have two type of facilities for the exporters. One is pre-shipment, which is also known as packing credit, right? So pre-shipment आपका packing credit means this is the major objective of packing credit is basically to provide the short term or ultra short term working capital requirement or fulfill the ultra short term working capital requirement of the exporter, so they can procure the raw material, they can pay the salaries or transportation cost and others, and they can prepare for the trade. So make आपका phases working capital for procuring raw material, processing, manufacturing, packaging, and this. When it comes to post shipment आपका, this is something they have done with the shipment and they have LC with them or that bill of exchange with them, and then this is the case of discounting where they are discounting that receivables which they are going to receive in future itself. So it is wait phase, liquidity for the advances against the receivable after goods are shipped out. So that is the another case which we have in this particular one, right? So pre-shipments, when it comes to the pre-shipment आपका packing credit, so the major areas, it must be a customer of the bank, the requirement eligibility, must hold a valid IEC number, name must not appear in RBI caution list. RBI caution list means there are some exporters, those who do not comply with the RBI guidelines or FEMA regulations, or their undrawn bill is up more than 10% of the previous year's overall turnovers. So sometime RBI put these on the recommendation of authorized dealer bank. RBI put these particular exporter into the caution list. So they should not be part of this, or must not be the specific approval list of ECGs. The same reason mostly here also. Must have a valid LC. Okay, so it is आपका LC is must have a valid export orders आपका or the LC itself. Okay, so that is the same statement. Sorry. Then it comes to the bank due diligence. So how we conduct a CDT, verification of buyers, credit report check, stock verification आपका review of stock statement, and capacity आपका assessment, ability to execute order on time. That is the another part which we generally confirm here. Next one, we have post shipments finance. When it comes to post shipment, an advance against the receivable export bill to bridge the gap for shipments and आपका realization of proceed. So this is something like, let's say if they have a drawn bill of exchange of 90 days, means they are going to receive after 90 days that amount. So what they do generally based on that particular one, they they discount that particular one with bank and they are getting immediate funds आपका, and they are using that proceed for some other purpose so that they can prepare for the another trade in others. So that is the objective. So bill for collection, bank advances money while waiting for the buyer to pay any advances. The another one is consignment export, financing good sent to an agent abroad for sale, or undrawn balances, financing the small percentage withheld by the buyer until the until the final acceptance. Then we have आपका duty drawback, the government taxes and other relaxation which they are going to receive in future. So financing the receivable government refund of the import duties also. So that is something what they can like these are the basically the options available to them for the post finance and others, right? So that's something which generally comes under this one. The platform आपका called EDPMS. It was launched by RBI in 2014. EDPMS and IIDPMS, RBI simultaneously launched these one. ठीक है. So it is something कि RBI will have information about the Forex आपका on the real time basis. That is something what generally comes under this particular one itself, right? So now here, when it comes to the areas, tracking APA flows, online database for all export transaction, remittances tracking, so bank record advances, remittances and outstanding advances in this particular one. Then we have caution listing, bank access a real-time list of caution listed exporters, or आपका reporting, bank recommend आपका inclusion or exclusion of exporter based on the track record from the caution listing आपका, right? So basically what is happening here, like when any आपका inflow and outflow is happening through by these exporters, any advances and others, so that immediately get reported by the आपका authorized dealers bank on the EDPMS platform itself, so that we can have a real-time update also, right? Okay, somebody have raised hand. Okay, no worries. Clear hai? Any doubt, please do mention into the comment section. So now gold card scheme. Yeah, this is aapka, like I guess your bank is also sell these particular one, right? So gold card scheme is basically for the credit worthy or for the aapka for the genuine exporters. Okay, those who are doing export from last aapka few years aapka, and they are having a good credit worthiness and all. So that what we do, we generally we are facilitating them with this particular one. Okay? So basically they are having a good track record of last 3 years. Please do remember this eligibility criteria. Not blacklisted by the ECGC, and overdue bill आपका, there is no overdue bill of आपका 10% and more of turnover of previous year, right? Means like let's say their turnover in the previous financial year is 100 crore rupees, and if their turnover, the outstanding amount is suppose that आपका even it is 12 crore, so they will be not eligible. Their outstanding should be, overdue bill should be less than आपका 10%. Benefit आपका to the exporter, it is lower interest rate and transfer faster processing. The another one is आपका 3 year limit, automatic renewal also. And the additional benefit is standby limit, additional 20% for the urgent orders आपका. They can consume that particular one. And currency preferences, priority in the foreign currency credit itself. So basically they are kind of a genuine a trader to the system. So that's why we are providing them some sort of facilities and others. The another area which we have your आपका, that is called advances, factoring in forfeiting. Okay, this is also, so factoring in forfeiting, this was part of our ABM also, I guess this was part. Okay. The factoring is basically, it is where our bank work on an open account basis. So the relation between exporter and the bank is built up on an open account basis, where we generally discount 75 to 80% of bill of that particular exporter, right? It can be with or without recourse आपका. So what we are doing basically, like let's say if you are आपका discounting of, like let's say there is an exporter आपका, right? They did export to आपका country A, so we will immediately provide 80% or 75% of that particular one. So he can prepare for other trade. So then once that bill will आपका realize, we will get the remaining amount. We will be charging the fee also. Then they did आपका B again, then C. So all the accounts, all the transaction of this exporter are handled by a single bank, that is called factor in this case. It can be with or without recourse. So 75 to 80% finance include आपका ledger management and the credit protection also. Okay, so it is providing the, like we are saying ki you just focus on the export, we will find out the better destination for you or the better export opportunities and all. You just focus around the delivery things and all, right? Rest things will be taken care by the bank. When it comes to forfeiting आपका, so it is आपका one-to-one relation. Like let's say exporter X done export with A आपका, so they discounted with our bank for as a financial forfeiter 100% basis, right? Then they did आपका export with B, and that is discounted by some other bank आपका again 100%. So in this case it is backed by LC and it is always without recourse. So the credit risk is borne by the forfeiter or the bank itself. So discounting receivable without recourse, 100% finance, remove political and commercial risk for the आपका the exporter itself, right? So the areas which generally comes under this particular one. There is a chart. The differences between factoring versus forfeiting. Factoring short-term transaction, forfeiting medium to long-term. Factoring can be done with or without recourse. Forfeiting is आपका without recourse. Factoring is applicable to both foreign and domestic. Forfeiting is mostly for आपका international transaction. Factoring is appropriate for ongoing open account sale that are not backed by LC आपका accepted by bill of exchange, whereas forfeiting is backed by LC one time transaction approved bill of exchange. Factoring necessitate a continuing arrangement between factor and the customer and open account basis. All sale are routed by the factor, but forfeiting is kind of a one time transaction between these two parties itself. ठीक है, bank and आपका factoring and forfeiting itself, right? Done है. So this is the differences आपका between these two. अब now the another one we have import finance. So then another part, import finance, which is related to your आपका like importers, they also get some sort of opportunity, so where they can take loan आपका, right? So here we have again regulatory oversight is 100% same. IEC is must, and the policies driven by DZFT, and the documentation in the other part is handled by the RBI itself, right? So bank role is due diligence, verify the item is freely permissible or require license to import, a review public notice आपका issued by DZFT, mechanism import letters of credit using आपका bank credit to obtain the good on Hussein sets. ठीक है, so import letter of credit we can issue, or आपका if it is bank credit in case of when that bill is payable on the Hussein's or the demand itself. So that is something what generally comes under this. Now here when it comes to this, buyer credit and supplier credit is bit important, right? So basically when it comes to supplier credit and buyer credit, so supplier credit means that supplier from some other country, they want to sell their goods in our country, so they are making that arrangement ki they are paying us money, and then this is similar to that LOC, a line of credit, which Indian government issued to the Sri Lankan government or some other government, right? They are telling ki we are giving you this much of amount. With this amount, you will be importing goods from our country, exporter and others. It is something आपका when it comes to supplier credit again. So we have like supplier is providing the financing, and then they are giving a period of cut again. Within that, we generally buyer, they generally sell that particular product in market, then they are getting money and they are paying to the supplier. That arrangement of buyer credit is as simple as a bank loan. So overseas seller, Indian buyers pay later आपका condition is there, right? There must be explanation part here. Buyer credit is what we are having in this particular case आपका foreign bank, Indian bank आपका, ठीक है, overseas seller, they are pay immediately and loan is arranged between this particular one. Okay, so the regulatory limit आपका per transaction, capital good maximum 3 years, non-capital good maximum 1 years, and amount cap is आपका 50 million per transaction. So that is something, please go through this one, bit important. So supplier credit is directly extended by the overseas supplier of goods to the importer. Domestic market and international market also, payment terms are either side or credit. The period of credit is आपका depend on the necessity of this. All the areas, the another part which we have discussed with this. Buyer credit is kind of a simple loan terms in others, right? So these are the all important areas which are generally part of this particular one, right? Now we will be practicing a set of question around this particular one. Srikant sir, we will complete unit number 5 today only. Though in morning, I guess we have covered till unit number 4 only, right? तो आपका 5 we can cover. I'll give you a gist in like tomorrow morning also when I will meet. So I'll give you a basic gist आपका, and then we will complete the entire module A. The remaining unit आपका 6, 5 and 6 is bit lengthy. 7, 8, 9, 10 they can be done आपका, like there is only fact आपका, you just have to go through those fact. So even if you just read out the PDF also, you can build your understanding, right? So I'll give you a gist around those particular one, and then we will be practicing in another one. So tomorrow we will be entering into module B, huh? Anyhow, right? So because I can give 3 days to module A and B, then one day each आपका for module B and module C and module D, and then आपका one another set of numerical revision, then final revision, the concept areas and others which we'll try, right? So the correct statement related to India export and import regulation. So DZFT function under the Ministry of Finance. It work under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Financing of export trade and facilities under the FEMA regulation are governed by RBI. Exchange control regulation and trade control regulation for import and export are solely, it is after we have RBI also. So RBI and DZFT, right? Not solely by this, and even there are other parties also. International Chamber of Commerce (ICC), UCP 600, and Incoterms this. The next one is the Foreign Exchange Dealer Association of India (SRO) associated with promoting this. That is true. So all these things they have given around the ICC or आपका FEDI. So we have already discussed those particular ones. So that's why I have eliminated this. 245. 245 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Correct, guys? Next one. Okay, I have to know myself. Mr. Sharma run a company engaged in exporting various goods and software in this. So basically, he have done these particular things. Physical goods worth rupees 20 lakh through the sea shipment. So it will require आपका EDF, export declaration form, EDF. Software service आपका Softex will be required. Again, Softex will be required in this case. Trade sample आपका, it is not required any EDF. Defective electronic part imported earlier, it is also not required any आपका form. Personal effect carried आपका, it will also not required, right? So what is your correct answer, guys? Option A. Option A means Mr. Sharma must submit EDF for the physical good and Softex for the software. No form is required for trade sample in this. 100% option A will be right answer for this particular one, right? Easy one, I guess, everyone. Next one, guys. Okay, so when it comes to the agency commission and reduction in invoice value, so agency commission on export can be allowed either by remittance or deduction from the invoice value by the authorized dealer. That is आपका true. The second one is your agency commission must be declared by the EDF Softex and accepted by the custom. Reduction in invoice value for cash discount on the prepayment of Hussein's bill is allowed only if it does not exceed आपका 10%. It is आपका how much? It is 25%. If it is does not exceed 25%, not 10%. Reduction in invoice value can be approved by authorized dealers if exporter has a satisfactory track record of 3 years, and thus this is आपका also true. The next one is reduction in invoice value can never be allowed if the exporter is RBI cautionless. Yes. 1245. 1245 means option C must be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Next one. Next one, guys. So, agency commission on export may be paid either by outward remittances or by deduction from the invoice value, provided it has been declared in EDF and Softex. That is आपका true. The second one is agency commission. If agency commission was not declared in this, remittances is automatically prohibited for the valid written agreements. No, it is not related to आपका that one. They'll be not having advantages to this. Reduction in invoice value on account of cash discount or for payment of Hussein's bill can allow the unexpired period at a stipulated rate of interest appropriate to ARR of the currency. Reduction in invoice value on account of cash uh, discount repayment of Hussein's bill can be allowed on the unexpired period. This should be true. The next one we have in case of this ARR is this, it is up for 25%. This is true in this case. Refund of export proceed can be permitted by authorized dealer only after ensuring among more other things आपका no export incentive with this and goodwill of this particular one. This is also correct. So 1345 means option C should be right answer for this particular one also, right? Next one, guys. Okay, please go through this. Pharmaceutical sector. That remember that rule of 8% for pharmaceutical sector. So trade sample and publicity material sent free आपका EDF waiver will be there. Gift export not exceeding 5 lakh value qualify for EDF waiver. Again, this is true. Third one is आपका status of XYZ export can avail in GR waiver आपका 2%. It was आपका 2%. GR, it is about the XYZ can avail a GR of 2%. Its average annual realization of the preceding 3 licensing year. This should be correct. Being a pharmaceutical exporter, the maximum EDF waiver will be आपका it is 8%. EDF waiver is 8%. This is wrong. The next one we have goods sent abroad for repair and thus are re-imported EDF 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5. Option D. Option D should be right answer for this one. Huh? So for this we have 8%. For pharmaceutical companies आपका we have 8%. In rest cases it is आपका 2%. So that is the distinction between these two. Next one guys. So XYZ export आपका medium side export company engineering goods so they are having this. The overdue of export bill is 6% and this. So this is about the gold card scheme. So it should be less than 10%. So they are comply with this one. 5-year experience, 3 years was there. This is also. So this is the case. The bank after internal assessment is satisfied with the firm credit worthiness and track record and decide to आपका include this particular one. The first one is the XYZ export is eligible for issuance of gold card as overdue export bill is within the permissible, right? So it is up at 10 less than 10%, it is 6%, so it is yes. Second one, once the issued gold card will mandatorily entitle XYZ to an issue of lower than the journal export. It is not mandatorily, like if there is some sort of impairment in the credit worthiness of this XYZ, that will go up, right? So that is depend on it is there is as such no mandate around this basically. The bank may sanction in principal credit to the XYZ exporter for 3 years आपका provision for the automatic renewal in this true hai. The fourth one is XYZ may be granted an additional standby credit of at least 20%. This is true आपका. The next one is a bank required XYZ fresh credit application within a maximum period of 25 days under this particular. This is also true, huh? Please do remember this. 1345. 1345 means option B should be right answer for this particular one, right? So B will be correct answer, guys. Scheme provide better term for credit and endeavors to offer the best possible rate, but interest rate cannot exceed the general export credit rate. A lower or not automatic or not mandatory in this particular case, right? Next one, guys. EDPMS. So EDPMS was introduced by RBI to आपका report all these particular thing true है. System become operational from 14 and cover export of both goods and आपका software. Authorized, under EDPMS, authorized dealer bank no longer required to record advances remittance. They have to do it. Advances or any sort of आपका outstanding or the whatever the proceed we are receiving, everything we have to account in this. RBI caution, decaution आपका है 10 based on the recommendation based on authorized dealers आपका. With the implementation of EDPMS, bank are required to continue export outstanding statement reporting for the export bill. No, now it is like integrated with EDPMS, so they do not have to separately fill this particular form or report to RBI. So 124 means option B will be right answer for this. Yes, so option B will be correct answer for this one. So authorized dealer bank are specifically required to record advances, remittances received for export and EDPMS, including outstanding advances and आपका internal mechanism to ensure the complete capture. Separate XOS reporting has been discontinued because that the motive of XOS is already fulfilled with your आपका EDPMS itself, right? So that's why this is the wrong statement itself, right? Next one, guys. An exporter of industrial machinery, Tech Export Limited, medium term, buyer from Germany. The buyer require payment of 180 days. Tech Export want to receive full payment upfront without taking on credit on political this. So factoring will be the suggestion for this one, factoring case. The forfeited check, forfeiting will be the case आपका here. Suitable case for this tech export. Forfeited check the credit worthiness of buyer, assess the country risk, and आपका request guarantee from the buyer bank. After agreement, tech ship आपका machinery and the bill exchange are counted. So this and this one. Okay, so the areas is आपका related to correct. The first one, your tech export will get 100% under the areas when it comes to the forfeiting arrangement, that is factoring 75 to 80, forfeiting 100%. Forfeited आपका discount charges depend on the credit worthiness of importer, country risk and others. Yes. Third one is आपका tech export remain liable for the forfeiter in case the importer on the payment default. No, it is without recourse, so tech export will not आपका remain liable. Now it is a complete risk for the forfeiture itself. Commitment fee charged by the forfeiter is refundable if the contract is cancelled. No, it should not be actually. This should be wrong. Forfeiting आपका provide fixed rate financing, protecting export tech export from the interest rate fluctuation or political and country risk also. 125 means option D will be right answer for this particular one. Okay? So option D will be correct answer for this. Tunal sir, actually this take around 2 hour. It is a auto generated actually, right? You watch in the morning. If you'll watch in morning now, in live section, if you'll click, this will be the first video there only, right? So if you watch Aapka in the morning, so it will be in live section only. And if you guys like, this is my personal request because we have limited time. So if you'll follow the schedule now, if you go with the schedule itself, so it will be easy to cover up, right? When like if it is like you are having a less load at the branches or evening if you get time. Okay, so now like branches load is also more important. So first and the sequence will be आपका sir, what else is this? First watch that morning video in your course itself. I have integrated that one. First was that, then after this follow the sequence also, right? So we have done till unit number 4 or 5, and 5 we have discussed in detail, so that's why we are practicing 5 also. And I'll give you a gist in the about the 5, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, all the areas we will be covering in next one only. So the factoring and forfeiting, differences between these two. So what will be your correct answer? Okay. So factoring is suitable for ongoing open account sales, not backed by LC, आपका accepted by bill of exchange, correct है factoring, आपका on account basis, हाँ this is true. When it comes to factoring short term, and forfeiting is medium to long term, this is also true. Third one is factoring can be with or without recourse. Forfeiting is generally without recourse. Factoring require a continuous arrangement between factor and the client, while forfeiting is आपका account to account or transaction to transaction. Factoring is commonly used for domestic and international, but forfeiting is mostly for international. This is also true. All are correct. So means option D will be right answer for this particular. So the all the areas related to factoring and forfeiting are correct in this particular case. Next one, IDPMS. No, EDF is आपका that is when it comes to uh, EDF is for goods and Softex. For software, we have Softex, आपका right? Export declaration form for your आपका goods, export of goods, and for software आपका we have Softex. Apart from software means apart from that service or things, everything is covered under the EDF itself. Manoj sir. So IDPMS was set up by RBI, working capital chaired by this, working group आपका chaired by this, true है. The second one is IDPMS was आपका modeled on the line of EDPMS and used for the आपका export this, the same thing. The next one is under IDPMS, customers share primary import transactions data with the respective authorized dealer on the authorized dealer code. The next one is submission of BEF statement, bill of entry, bill of entry of something is it is. I just missed this one. Anyone who remember the name of BEF? Bank continue even this one. So this is also got eliminated, right? BEF statement. I'm just AD banks are required to आपका update EDPMS on real time basis. So this is that IDPMS for import and EDPMS for export. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 means option A only will be right answer for this particular one. Okay. Bill of entry form, हाँ bill of entry form, F for form आपका, ठीक है, bill of entry form that is आपका generally part of this particular one. Okay, next one guys. So importer and exporter आपका finance, import finance basically, and buyers and suppliers credit. Based on this आपका you have to find out the correct statement. So first, supplier credit for the import machinery capital good can be up to 3 years from the date, and for your working capital it is 1 year. Buyer credit can be arranged by XYZ Limited. Even supplier of machinery refuse to provide this one. Yes. The third one is your maximum permissible amount is 50 million US dollar per import. It is per import, huh? Please do remember this. For the non-capital goods, the period of trade credit, whether it is supplier or buyer, it is three. Non-capital good, it is 3 years, right? The all-in cost ceiling for new category for new foreign currency credit is 300 basis point above the ARR, including आपका fee or this. So it is for government secure. It should be correct, right? This we have to cross check also. Means 1235. 1235 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Why other people are not answering? Tired or what? Huh? Okay, you solve this question till that time. So you आपका ADF waiver and this, I guess this is easy, right? Manoj sir and others are saying option C. No. अच्छा, for the previous question क्या? The trade sample and publicity material sent free, so they are EDF waiver. True है. Exporter gem and jewelry sectors can avail EDF waiver up to 1 crores or the 2%. No. 1 crore and 2%. 1 crore or up to 2% of आपका annual realization export, whichever is lower. It should be whichever is lower. Export diamond jewelry and 1 crore and 2%, whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. The next one is set off of export receivable against the import payables is allow only for both transaction, export and import, happen in the same calendar year and with the same authorized dealer bank. The next one is netting of the export receivable against the import payables is permitted for SEZ unit for both goods and services provided overseas buyer and supplier at the same. This is true. Settlement within the same group or associate companies is allowed. No, not associate group and others. This should be wrong, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we do not have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is okay. 2 is wrong, right? 1 and 3 and after 4. 1, 3, and 4 means option A should be right answer for this particular one, right? So the gems and jewelry export, आपका waiver is 1 crore up to 2% of average net export realizable during the licensing year, whichever is lower. The next one is settlement within the same group or associate companies is not permitted for the set of itself. Okay, like let's say Reliance as a group and आपका Reliance Jio and others, we are not doing. It is company to company specific आपका, right? Next one, guys. So Mr. A exported agriculture machinery based in India. He has a firm export orders confirm LC shipment for within 180 days, 150 days. He approaches his bank for pre-shipment finance of this packing credit loan from this. So bank can sanction pre-shipment finance only if Mr. A has a IEC and not on RBI caution list and RBI ECGC specific approval list. The first statement is 100% true here. Second statement आपका, the pre-shipment finance period should not exceed 180 days, but आपका can be extended for 360 days if needed. Beyond the concessional interest rate will not apply. This is also true. It is basically 12 month आपका in when it comes to pre 12 month only. So then another one is the bank must disburse the entire CIF value order of the packing credit at the initial stage, including this one. It should be wrong. The third one is आपका A shipments finance not liquidated through the export proceed within the stipulated time. The advances will be treated as local advance with the penal interest rate आपका, yes. The next one is bank can allow running account facility for packing credit even without detection of firm orders or LC provided by A based on good track records, and this is also true, huh? So means 1245. 1245 means again option A will be right answer for this particular one. So statement 3, bank cannot disburse the CIF value including freight insurance in this, only FOB minus CI आपका CIF or the domestic cost, whichever is less, that is generally approved in this case. Please do remember this. Next one. Okay. So two export bill, one is आपका side bill USD, and the another one is 90 days Usain's bill drawn on GBP. So आपका this, the exporter has satisfactory track record and additional collateral has been provided. Bank need to decide on the period and quantum of post-shipment finance and the availability of concessional interest rate. Which of the following must be accurate regarding this particular one? So bill one, when it comes to the bill one, so basically if we go for this one, so it is we have concessional finances for 25 days, right? So 25 days. So it is they are asking for this. So bill one आपका this is, as this is side bill, so only 25 days. When it comes to bill two, Hussein's bill, so it is NTP of we have NTP 190 90 plus 25, right? So it is total 115 115 95 this 115. Okay, which will be your correct answer, guys? 20 days wise, it will be 25 this. What is which of the following most accurate regarding the financing term and period for the both bill? Period will be 25 and your 115. So bill one will receive concessional finance of this, receive आपका 90 days, no margin is maintained on either bill. No, in second bill we have to margin, in bill 2 आपका we have to maintain a margin also. The first one is wrong. The bill 1 is received 25 days and this 115 days. A margin of 10 to 15%, 25% in kept in this. So far this is the correct statement. 90 days wrong है, both आपका 10 wrong है. तो option B should be right answer for this. Yes, so option B side bill आपका, so it is 25 days only, and for the Usain's bill we have NTP 25 days plus this, so it is the case of this particular one. This margin is basically like when, like this is a kind of a what it is called, we generally take that particular one as a this is it is LC was not secured, right? Under LC आपका, so since this is not under the LC, what they have mentioned here in this particular case where it is gone, applicable in quantum of shipments, somewhere it is mentioned it is no, it is side bill under the LC, and the another one is this. Okay, so it is like it is not backed by the आपका LC, so that's why we are taking the margin. Okay, this instrument, the Usain's bill is not backed by the LC, so that's why we are seeking as a margin of this particular one. So 20 your 10 to 25% standard margin is required in that case. Done, sir. Okay, next one. So gold card scheme for exporter as per RBI guidelines. So here, when it comes to this, which of the following statement correctly reflect the gold card scheme for exporter? Only large exporter with the turnover above the specified threshold. No, it is any आपका good credit worthiness, any exporter with good credit worthiness, they can apply for this one, right? So we have the another one. Bank are required to process request gold card this 25 days. Application 15 days renewal, 7 days आपका ad hoc credit. This is the timeline. This is correct, guys. Exporter who are blocklisted by ECGC exceeding आपका turnover this previous year are ineligible. This is also true. The next one is gold card scheme mandate that every bank must provide internet banking and debit card. There is as such no mandate, but nowadays bank they offer multiple services with that particular gold card. So attract आपका more and more customer. Under the scheme, bank may consider waiver of collateral. In this आपका credit worthiness case, yes, 235. 235 means option A will be right answer for this one. Okay, option A will be right answer. So first, scheme is open to all credit worthy exporters, and the another one is supplementary services like these are provided, but they're optional. There is as such no mandate around these particular one. Factoring, forfeiting we have done. So which of the following statement are correct regarding the import finance? So import आपका letter of credit on DA Usain's basis help importer to get credit from the overseas supplier based on the credibility of the importer bank. This is true. Second one is आपका import loan are never preferred by the importers if interest rate are higher than the market rate regardless of the currency depreciation. No, this should be wrong. Financing of the imported stock may be treated as deferred differently from the local financing due to factor like interest, surcharge, and this. This should be correct. 1 and 3. 1 and 3 means option B should be right answer for this particular one. Right. Okay. Ashima ma'am is also here. Huh? Ashima ma'am, you started studying or what? Done, guys. Next one. Okay. we have covered maximum आपका all the subtopic and even आपका dual set around those particular one also, right? चलो, now the next one is external commercial borrowing and foreign investment. Now you tell me, shall I continue or we can आपका we'll do it tomorrow? Okay, very good, ma'am. Tell me, guys, everyone, where are others? Okay, so today is Monday. The people like Monday is big hectic. So from tomorrow, like please, आपका हाँ tomorrow morning we will be doing the concept set आपका ठीक है concept revision. I'll give you a gist of unit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and if time will allow, we will go for the 11 आपका 11, 12 also. And evening anyhow we have to enter into your module B, and it is very easy doable because unit 6 will take time, then rest all are practice driven. So all the concept related to all these particular one we will be discussing in the morning 6 o'clock or what morning sorry आपका morning 6:30 or 7 o'clock is fine. So 7 to 9 today we did आपका same time we can do it, right? So and it is easily आपका doable within that 2 hour slot, right? So we will, because we have done with that unit 5 आपका major areas. So 7 o'clock I'll see you in the morning for the remaining unit of module A or 1 or 2 unit of module B. So that concept revision is one of the most important thing, especially those who are recently starting their journey, right, for this आपका June examination. तो इवनिंग आपका वी विल बी डूइंग फ्रॉम 6 to 12 और दिस आपका 6, 7 unit because it is doable. 2 first unit are very easy from the module B and last 4 unit from module A is आपका doable. So in this sequence we will be following the areas itself, right? So I'll upload this particular PDF for the first 5 unit. So whenever you get time, please do revise with that particular one, right? And concept PDF are already uploaded. Go through those particular one, do visit and try to आपका try to revise things and all. Okay, just now just focus on one subject. Let's try the best आपका with this one, ठीक है? And then we'll think about the next week आपका for the remaining subject. All right. Chalo. So this is it from my side, guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. I'll see you tomorrow, and we will continue this particular discussion itself. So bye bye. Take care all. Good night.